Alright, here we are with Godbound, Evicting Epistle, Season 1, Episode 10. I am Devin, the referee. We're in October 2018, and to my left, we have X playing Y.
Nicole playing Thea.
Tyler playing Mattiel.
Kevin playing the Crimson Marquis.
Peter, as I'd say, he's the goat-headed.
Mark as Lothar.
Alright, team, recap last session.
I may have started a race war.
I mean, you didn't may have. You told them to start that war.
Yeah.
We had
What?
We had a bunch of
Remember
little
the race
adventures.
Oh, right, you!
I love how Tyler said. Like, usually in our recap, someone else would accuse someone else of starting a race war. You're like, I might have done that. You're the first one to own up to it. Have a free dominion for owning up to the race war. Mark it on the sheet.
I mean, it's goat people. They barely count.
He's the only one of us that's ever admitted
It's
to
goat
it.
versus goat.
Yeah. Except, one is obviously superior to the other. In every way.
I know, right?
I mean,
And one of them worships the right god.
capitalism.
Oh man, we're gonna
You
go
know
with
what?
that's gonna be a burnt out husk.
You know what? There's these solutions in Naruto. You should build like a wall to separate the two provinces and put like a neutral zone between them.
And then one was encroaching on the other.
No, that wouldn't happen.
They'd shoot anyone who did.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. Anyway, okay, I don't know, how do we recover from that for the recap?
Well, everyone
Can
had their own little adventures, doing their own little things.
Yeah, it was like an ensemble episode, or what do you call them? Not a clip show, but
I don't know what it's called. Opposite of in a
A
bottle.
montage.
it wasn't a bottle,
Yeah.
so it was like in those shows where they do like a little vignettes, short story episode. Tales of Ba Sing Se, but with more race wars. At
So,
least
yeah.
two.
A variety
The
show.
theme was very much cultural divide.
Yeah, it was.
Mattel went and told people that racism is good. I went to Unity and everyone decided that
This faction...
they suck.
Yet again, you guys went to a faction for the first time and immediately decided they were the worst of the ones you've seen so far. Which is fair, it's fair, it's fair. I'm not saying that's wrong.
But they suck, and we decided not to fuck with them and either fight them or whatever, ignore
And
them.
Taya decided to copy this floppy.
Yeah, she got her floppy disk out.
Lothar found out people that
Fanatic
made
bird,
weird-
dark bird ninjas.
Yeah, he has a Decepticon faction in his cult.
Azazel made murder tanks that then made people,
They milked him.
and then
Yes, the milking pods.
the Crimson Marquis
Did
Made
something
He
obvious.
did
Something.
something foreshadowy for another episode, basically.
You couldn't get your voice actor for this, so they just used a brief clip so you could have like 2 weeks off because you were going to the Bahamas for a movie. With Adam Sandler.
Ugh,
How
no.
dare you?
First of all, how dare you? You say, well, you have like a Waterboy t-shirt from 1993 on signed by Adam. It's like, Adam to Marquis. Love ya, my boy. First of all, how dare you? Okay, so something happened in between this session and last session. As you all know, the Unity was building one of their mind spikes where the Dark Amount was, because you guys didn't tell the Dark Amount it was wrong to let them do that. So you all decided, instead of declaring war on them by destroying the mind spike, you pooled together your words and talents and skills, created a giant hook, and had Lothar and hauling equipment haul the entire hex away from that hex. So the mind spike and the geography got left behind, but the entire city and mountain, volcano, and all their setup got moved away from it, so it won't be in the hex when the mind spike goes on.
Lothar and mining equipment is very redundant.
I know. I'm just saying, you all pooled together as a team and solved the problem as a collective.
So we moved it a hex over.
Basically, when I update the map, you'll see it.
Yeah.
And then, as an individual, Azazel set up one of his projects.
The Unity Tree.
It's a giant tree full of tiny, like, kitten-sized blue people with red pants and hats that are built to be slaves to worship him and die if they leave the tree.
Sort of.
And he made 1 million of them, so they can go into the world mines, and they all worship Azazel, so the world mine will be flooded with Azazel worshippers, which, as we discussed last session, nothing wrong will happen. No one slept through that part. There was no miscommunication.
I mean, we're talking about what would happen if we put all of our worshippers there.
Exactly, there was no
It's
miscommunication.
not all of them, just one type. It'll be fine.
One of the most stable religions of the group. So, I think some time's gone by. An endless amount of time has gone by where you guys stopped paying attention to the Mind Spike area because you fixed it, because you're gods. And then you looked back and there's a tree there.
Oh, huh. I blinked.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's been a few years or something, whatever. Took some time for the pods to go, whatever.
It was a
And that
long
Mind
way.
Spike's done.
Oh, it's very mushroomy. Did I do that?
Something got moldy.
I know it wasn't me.
As you guys are all looking from, I guess you're meeting somewhere, not a magic meeting room because that leads to destruction. You guys get an email? Like an actual email, like it comes on your server. I don't know who manages that part of your city.
I've got secretaries.
Those hillbilly vampires?
Yeah. The Nocturnus has sent a updated reminder. You get these every couple of years. That if Lothar ever comes within their area, he'll be challenged to mortal combat and killed.
What?
Okay, I take everyone
That's just
in.
gonna make him want to go there if you tell him he's gonna be challenged to make combat.
They built an arena like a couple decades ago for it, and they're waiting.
Come to this place if you want an ass kicking.
Yeah, signed Alan Soth.
Who's the head of the faction, right?
Not of the faction, he's one of the heads. They have a council of entities.
Add that to my appointment book.
Oh, sorry, Lauren Soth.
It's not really high on my to-do list at the moment.
They're just reminding you, if you ever show your face here again, boy.
You can leave him on read. I'm sure he won't mind.
Yeah.
Good thing he's got all those stealth gifts.
Right? Yeah, that just, pops in, just another update.
Have there been many updates?
Oh, they just send them every once in a while to remind you guys, because you guys keep visiting the other factions and haven't visited them yet.
For some reason.
It's only been a decade, man. Give us a break.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think this session you guys want to start killing resistors in the area so you can expand your influence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, your cult, since it's been a while. Scale 4.
3?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, 3. I'm sorry. I thought you were already at 3.
No,
No, we're all at 2.
Man, I'm drunk.
4 would be enormous.
Kingdom.
Yeah, my bad. Don't give me that fucking eye. I got it wrong. Yeah, you're it's at 3, and there are no conceivable problems pouring in from that if you're not paying attention to it. No. I don't think scope. I think scope goes.
The cost goes 1 to 4.
But the number goes 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Gotcha. That's where it was disconnecting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why these numbers can't all be the same. I know why, but I don't know why.
It's exponential scaling.
Yeah. Power 3. Perfect. That happened. Don't even worry about it. It happens all the time. So yeah, it's all on your guys' behalf now. Other things that are happening. The Genesis network's up and running, so people who are dying in the city automatically go into the tank. Who aren't worshiping the correct religion, you guys.
It's skill 2.
Yeah, that's the entire megacity.
Yep.
Oh.
Once you knock out this region, you'll be able to hit all of the north. Your cult, they have wings now, and they keep flying in the air.
Pandemic.
Yeah, they're great. They love this. It's amazing. It's happening all over the place. They're flying around, soaring through the sky, doing the Superman thing. It's great. Everyone's like, wait, if I just worship him, I get wings? People are talking about that a lot.
I mean, if you worship me, you want magic healing.
Magic healing powers or flight? You love flying. You in real life, Nicole, love flying. Other than that... Oh! Matael and the Crimson Marquis, you're both being kept up to date, because you guys get mail, obviously. Why wouldn't you? You keep getting updates from some guy in the city that's investigating child disappearances on your behalf, and he's saying he's cracking the case, and whenever you want to have an audience with him, he's signed all the paperwork, and he's just waiting for approval on that.
Child disappearances in the city?
Just kind of all over. He's investigating on your behalf.
On our behalf.
Like, there's pages and pages of this shit where he's just assuming you've been reading his letters, and it's been years since he's been getting back to you.
I'll ring him up, actually. Marquis.
Alright, he is a dwarf that's, made of scales and has, like monster claws and multiple sets of arms. He is wearing a noir detective suit and has a big, scraggly drunk person beard. Yeah, you know, you see in the background there's a large glass panel made of neon that's like a private eye shop.
Excellent. I'll patch Mattiel into the conversation as well, from wherever.
All right.
If you're in the city.
I'm on the kitten, but patch me in.
I'm pretty sure you can connect
You're on
to
the job.
all this from Kitten, too.
Yeah, you guys have views.
Suddenly a screen just like pops off.
I'm sure your people aren't freaking out over it anymore. It's been a while. Unless you want to.
Yeah, the Marquis is currently in the armory, kind of getting soldiers ready for another outing to deal with, outlayers in the north.
Oh, God! How you doing? He's a future person, by the way.
Really?
Like, he has, like, cyber implants and shit. He even has a faith calculator, too.
Busy, as always. How can we help you?
Oh, of
How
course,
can
of
you
course.
help
Right,
us?
right in the world. Got you. I just want to give you an update on the case. You know, case 1.
Been many years. What's your update for us?
Sure, let's dive right in. So, as you know, and he brings him a map of the city and the outlying regions in the north, and he has, like, X's everywhere and skulls and, like, pins with, like, lines to them. As you know, across all of the north, a lot of these communities, tribes, and individual nomadic units have been reporting that they're missing children. They'll just go missing, the parents will have, a lot of trauma and not really being fuzzy on the details, and it's been happening for decades now. They all have kind of the same reports that, like, their child ran off at night, there was a man in a tall coat, maybe there was a tree involved, they're not too clear on it. And your people, of course, hired me to investigate.
Of course, we do need to look out for our neighbors. and
So,
friends.
I am pretty sure I know what it is. I mean, it's obvious, I think, if we all look at the evidence. The disappearances, stretched out bodies in the forest that interfere, the general amnesia, the ocular damage to, like, the eye area, bleeding from the cavities, reduced mental capacities. It's very clear who has done this and why they're doing this, right?
Texomalius. Because he's a dick.
You might not know, but there is someone out there who's not truthful about who they really are. They put on a different face to the community, but in the secret they do weird things. You have what's called a Bagul situation. Now, it goes by many names. It goes by Bagul, it goes by Babadook. Those are the two I've tracked down so far. But it's a child-stealing thing. So I've been tracking it. I'm getting close, I think. I think if I stay out at night at these forest and abandoned sort of caves, with just myself and my camera, I'll be able to track them.
All right. Are there any patterns so far with the nature of the children who are being taken?
It's just completely random. There's a very clear pattern on the back of the wall where Thea's web has been spreading. But by year and cases, like every time she spreads the influence, the more disappearances happen in that area.
Her web is everywhere so much that it's kind of like...
Well, like, it's not here and there's no child disappearances. And then as soon as the web gets there, child disappearances happen almost immediately.
So I mean, just keep going outwards and outwards from the city.
Yeah.
So someone from the city is just...
No. It's, are you in this? Did you peek?
Nah, just...
No, it's probably the Babadook.
The Babadook.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
He brings up a picture of, like, a man in a top hat and a cane with, like, a big gray face and a child's book. A Babadook. Child monster.
Marquis just kind of glances back at one of his city vampires who's, in the corner, looking a lot like that.
Now, first I thought the Babadook and the Bagul were two different entities, but I think they're the same. The Bagul is a different one. It's another child monster, but it causes kids to murder people. The Babadook just makes parents murder kids. Very different monsters.
But these are disappearances, not murders.
Right, but what else could it be? It has to be the Babadook. Maybe he's gotten bored being in the past.
I'm gonna start, talking with him, just kind of pulling up files on this guy as to, what his qualifications are.
You gave everyone free space in your city, so he set up a private eye shop. Above a bar, above a bowling alley.
Which of my underlings hired this guy? Or which of
No one really
Matthew's?
hired him. He just set up shop, and then he started billing you guys.
I mean, we don't have money around here, so...
He still sent invoices.
Please and more beer, sure.
Well, you keep us appraised of any developments in this case.
Definitely. I think I'm getting close. There's this old battlement that was recently set up and abandoned, and there's a lot of disappearances that happened there. There's a few locals that live there, and there's like a nearby fort. I'm going to go there alone at night and record what I see if I can't capture the Babadook, and I'll get back to you.
Is that the settlement that the
No, it's just an abandoned fort.
Oh.
Well, very well.
And who else have you been telling about this?
Well, I set up my own little private vlog channel where people have been like cluing in and been putting up just footage and stuff.
Good to hear.
All right. Yes. Keep us updated.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Don't worry, we'll get it. We're getting close.
Just gonna X out of that.
Okay.
So, we gonna off this guy?
Why would we kill him? He's entertaining. Look at these views.
It's like him running through a forest and being like, "It's after me! It's after me!" shooting wildly, and it was like a bear.
I mean,
But if you guys, because you have good eyes, like stop, zoom by frame, he actually goes by like an abandoned hut with like a bunch of like stretched-necked children with black eyes in it that were just like there staring out the windows at him as he was running.
Oh.
It's just monsters. Those exist.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like this is a problem that will take care of itself.
All right, if you think so.
I mean, I'm not one to say what you should do to handle this. If you wish to deal with it, then by all means.
I mean, children are still getting kidnapped.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but we know why.
they don't live in our city either. So, kids go missing all the time. We're in like a prehistoric age where, if groups start starving, you know who they're going to get rid of. It's not going to be the functional adults who can do things. It's going to be the elderly and the children.
Look, things just happen for no reason. Don't think about it. It happens all the time. You can see Acer and Thay commenting in some of those videos too.
Just appearing,
No, he comments on the
Commenting.
videos.
telling him how shitty he is.
No, he's like, "You're really onto it. Have you looked into the Babadook?" One of them's like, no, this is probably a Mothman. Yeah, you want to go on tall bridges during lightning storms. That's when it appears.
Well, it sounds like Acer is taking care of it for us then.
Oh yes. I'm sure he's on the ball. All
Acer and R.
however million of them. So yeah,
Just a minor problem. Just a minor one. Small one.
barely a problem.
Just a fun thing. He's circling in on you, Thea. He's going to find out about the Slender Man. He's going to go to Rosswood Park and hang out with Alex from Marble Hornets.
You don't want to hang out with Alex.
The guy's a dickhead.
So yeah, sorry. The Marquis adds that channel to his view list.
Subscribe.
He lives a long time. He has such a fucking watch list that's just like, I'm gonna play this for a few centuries and go
Yeah.
to sleep. I'll internalize it.
Alright, other than that, I think that's the only problem I wanted to bring up. So yeah, how do you guys want to deal with the Resistance?
Put the boot to it.
What's our hit list, maybe?
How are they resisting us and who are they?
When you guys try to expand outward into the north, they fight back with either Eldritch Magic or violence. Or, just, trying to... They have their own cult set up that stop your influence from pushing in.
Are any of these known entities, like people who we would know of, who like make their name known because they're cultists and whatnot?
Well, off the top of my head, there is a automaton wandering the north, killing things at random. It looks like it's some sort of piece of scratch war tech that just is from the war, like it fell through when the rule gates went online.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been wandering around killing people constantly.
That sounds like a good thing to kill.
There's a cult of the Root Drinker, which is a sort of plant-based god that's been sucking up people's hopes and fears from the land and turning it into a cult of nihilism.
Oh.
There's the Summoner, which is some sort of man-shaped person with a gem rammed into their head from Caparaka's brain that also has a cult of worship. And he's eating them. That's just 3 off the top of my head that I've written down.
Alright, so we can deal with the robot easily enough. That seems simple. It's a murder bot. About the other two, I can learn a few things about them.
Well,
I
if
can
you
ask-
kill the person with the gem in their hand, their cult might fall in line.
Same with the root
Or
drinker.
recruit.
I wonder if any of their plan people would know anything of their root drinker.
Not really, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's just they're not from here.
I specifically avoid sending my plant drinkers to areas where there's massive hostilities or other cults opposing them, because it's an easy way for them to get killed.
I don't
Their
suppose
job is actually really lax, so...
Have any of my people run into them?
The root drinker people or the summoner people?
Any of them? Do they have any information to...
Yeah, they've been killed by them. The people will run into them and they'll get captured and eaten sometimes. Someone will escape and be like, "Oh man, that was awful. I'm not going to go that far anymore. Go back up."
Yeah, they're pretty hostile. No, they're definitely not open to negotiation with any of the people who are scouting up there or trying to establish relations. So
They might deal with us, however. I can commune with Necron 4, and he may be able to dig up...
Necron
information.
4 heeds the call. Echoes through the chamber as soon as you say his name.
So we can speak with him. I don't think you've met him before.
I don't know what that is.
What the heck was that?
It rattled the windows and stuff in the tower you're in.
It's a booming voice.
Lothar does a 180 head spin check.
Came around from here.
Would you like to speak with him? He's my expert on figuring out just what we need for any one individual.
I don't think it'd be helpful for determining how to get these people's cults on our side.
Alright. If it's during the daylight, then I'll kind of take everyone down to the...
Daylight.
It literally has to be yeah. Daylight everywhere else. Twilight here.
Right. Let me just bring up his soundtrack. I paused.
Decepticon.
It's a Decepticon!
That are Electric Eye playing.
Alright, so what? It has to be Twilight where he is? Where's his home?
He's in the industrial area, I think, or kind of the occult district, actually, where a lot of the weirder esoteric things are.
Is it like a big iron coffin building with smoke coming out of it?
Yeah, essentially, it's pumping out that Necron gas that keeps the whole place.
Alright, so vampiric purple mist pumping out of a giant bolted iron sarcophagus factory in the middle of the occult district, which looks kind of like Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley. It looks kind of out of place, but it's covered in ruins, and there's bodies that are pinned to it and stuff, and there's pentagrams everywhere. Don't think it, don't say it is carved all over the place.
What?
He is the advisor for both myself and my nobility.
You keep interesting company.
That I do. Please, come in.
Alright, so the doors open up small, and then a small part of the door slides open, and then that makes a bigger part of it slide open, and bigger, blinds. Like when you open Venetian blinds, it's little, big. So the whole thing opens up and tessellates for you, and just gouts of necrotic mist spew out.
Let's hurry on. We don't want to let the cold in. And there are they're rusty ramps everywhere, leading up to kind of pass along the mid of the floor, or halfway up.
There's a giant vat of radioactive material in the middle of it, but it's been plastered over to make it look occult. They put cauldron stuff on it and crystals to make it look like it's some sort of reflecting pond for a lady in the latex setup. But it's boiling, vampiric mist gas and liquids and embalming fluids. Super undead. There's machinery hanging from the ceiling that's been put into the facade of crystals and spirituality, but it's spinning hard drives, satellites, that sort of thing. Very blinking light in here.
And yeah, there's kind of a gazebo almost area in the middle, this round dais for everyone to step onto. And the Marquis just presses cuts his palm and bleeds into a pedestal in the center to raise Necron up.
Alright, yeah. The floor opens to a large central vat, more vampiric mist, it bubbles and boils, and a shape starts pulling itself out of the nuclear acid. Do you want me to describe it, or you?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, as big as... existing as big as Emperor's brain is a giant floating disembodied brain, covered in scar tissue and rotted parts, circuitry installed into it, large analog like cybernetics put into its brain to process, a beak made out of bones and skulls, like his mammoth skull is there, and tentacles made out of tusks and like hair fibers, like talon fibers, are hanging down under it, like a giant growl. Necron 4 heeds the call of the Dark One.
I like the beak.
It's a nice touch. Necron 4, we seek information on the Summoner, as well as... what was it, the Root
The
Drinker?
root drinker and the automaton.
Processing mysticism. It's like shuddering, there's lightning spraying onto it, there's Tesla coils everywhere. I have prophesied the most probable course of action. The Root Drinker is a parasite god, a broken thing that drinks its worshippers' lives and eats them for pleasure. It wants more, it is an addict.
Excellent. And what of the others?
The Summoner came from the Maw of Caparaka, spat out in a fit of indigestion. It is also a parasitical god taken root in your landscape. It requires more to sate its addiction.
And what of the robot? Are you able to read it?
Yes, all things are transparent to my clairvoyant eye mechanisms. It is running on old battle tech, seeking to destroy the brass tower concordance that has never been made and long since extinct.
Then it has gone mad because it cannot fulfill its function.
As all things made by inferior life forms besides the Dark God do.
That imply that the Dark God is inferior?
No, he's saying that things that he doesn't make are inferior.
All
Go
things
mad.
made by inferior beings, except for the Dark Lord. Which
Yeah,
means
the
that
way-
the Dark Lord
the
is
way
an
you
inferior
phrased it
being.
is-
Okay, you know what? It's I'm translating from his
It's
language.
okay.
It's fine.
We're just joking
He
around.
got across just fine.
We're just joking around.
Excellent. The Marquis blesses.
I have looked into your hearts.
Oh no.
I see that you seek to remove those who gainsay your commandments. I see it in Thea. I see it in the Dark One. I see it in the rest of them. Etc. There is a list, a hit list that you desire. Allow me to elaborate. In a mountain cave, there's a ghost, a soul that has not passed on. Anytime your worshippers or constructors move there, it poltergeists them out. Nearby in the snowfields, there's an underground chasm, a geode made of ice. In it is a crashed ship from one of Faust's many pathetic failures. And it sprays acid in the sky like it's spitting. It is enslaving your people and doing so in a way that you are not detecting. Near to the east of here, there is a city built, a functional city of the past limbs, the Neolithic people. A despot there is taxating worshippers of your cults to the point that no cult can function. To the inverted pyramids underneath one of the mountains to the north, there is a mummified queen rousing from an ancient slumber. Her people and her esoteric sorcery are resisting many of your changes. A spawn of Shemzeroth exists to the west. Its skin is green but has been going gray. It's rooted itself in the land and in the ley lines connecting between your city and the life tree.
That's close.
When it is done its dark work, his worshippers will die, and from their gullets, new Shemzeroth spawn will be created.
That must be high on our list then.
I agree. I
Is there
didn't think there
more?
was anything that close.
Is that all?
Yes! My prognostication matrix has completed its reading of the stars.
Then return to your restful meditation.
The oblivion of sleep is where the oracle of the dark god rests, waiting for the commandments of the vampiric mists of the city to drink the marrow of hope from all who he surveys. And then descends back down to the boiling acid nuclear fire.
Well then.
And that's what the Marquis did with those remains.
That's his 8 Dominion follower. It does straight damage.
I wonder whether if we recover the iconoclast, would that be enough for Manticore?
Yeah, you could trade to Manticore for a faction rep.
Yeah.
And cash shop items.
Ah, I've got cash on hand.
Cash shop items. Cash. McDonald's.
I'm certain the mind of your former master dwells within Necron's brain. If you wish to
Necron heeds the call of his dark god.
I'm sure if you need to pick it later, then...
Perhaps later. We've got a lot to deal with.
Yes.
Necron.
Necron heeds the call of the dark gods.
Oh, you know, if everyone did it, if it would work, or if it was just you.
Should I make all my worshippers do it?
Oh no, they won't answer to them.
Oh.
They answer to the nobility under the Marquis and all of us. Possibly your highest priest, once those are a thing, but...
If they grew 5 mouths.
I don't think he'd be as inclined to answer truthfully if it was like if it was your high priest going.
He'd like give them a riddle, and they'd be like, "Man, man."
It's Toad.
It's like in what is it? Sailor Moon, where there's that wise man, and one of the like lesser generals approaches him. He's like, "Okay, wear this crown, and she'll make you powerful." And instead, it turns her into an insane dragon and dies.
Yeah, fuck those people.
You'd probably do that. How
I'm
dare
more
you speak
divine
to
than
me.
you.
Shall we go somewhere more refreshing to decide our battle plan then?
Yes.
You guys leave, and like the smokestacks keep pouring out vampiric mist and whatnot in this part of the city. And you're not there anymore.
Huzzah. So, I think we should go for the iconoclast first. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
The one that is feeding off the vines between our city and the tree, that world tree I mentioned.
That's depressing and close.
That is very close to us. Also, though, there's... Oh yes, the iconoclast is the one that's enslaving our people, so...
That as well.
And there is no moral compulsion in destroying either of those 2 things.
There's no morality.
The undead opponents that we may face, I may be able to sway them to our side a little more easier.
Is there any way we can cure them, those 2 beings, of their addictions?
Parasite gods?
Yeah.
That's
I
a
can
term
do
that the Grell used. It's a term you haven't heard. It's not really a known thing.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Well, if it feeds on people, could just feed in more people. We don't have to make them, but I don't think that would be a good solution.
No, it really wouldn't.
What kind are gray?
They're the ones that start to evolve into what Shemzeroth is.
Okay, so we... Also, that's a problem.
I had not realized so many of these problems were becoming so severe in the time we've taken to
Though, in
locate
defense,
them.
there are no breakers on there because you killed them all.
Yeah.
And drove them out of the area.
And no takers in there?
Are we going to be
Oh, they're not resisting you.
mobilizing
They're
our
here.
groups into what is that word? Crusade?
That's such an ugly word to be using. But
I
perhaps.
think it's got a certain beauty to it.
And indeed, they are enslavers and abusers, takers, parasites.
So just off the top of my head, the Ghost, the Despot, and the Mummy Queen are really weak. They're like level 1 resistance.
Yeah, I could deal with those myself, probably. Especially the Ghost and the Mummy Queen. Like,
So's the
super
Despot,
weak.
by the way. The Despot is also... He's just a guy who's overtaxing your people.
And slap.
It's like, naughty, naughty, naughty.
I'm just imagining Azazel's like, don't worry, I'll take care of the Despot. I know how to use money. And you show me, and he's like, yes, if you leverage more wealth to me, I will step down as the Despot. And Azazel just goes, whoa! Shrapnel into his body, shrapnel through his throne, through his family, through the building, through the entire city. The whole thing collapses as the shrapnel's still coming.
Azazel,
The silver
have
shrapnel.
money.
You want
Not normal.
silver?
That's Azazel.
Rusty can shrapnel that causes fucking
Tetanus.
Whoa! It's like, what happened? I don't know. He asked for my money. I blacked out.
He just declares a raging kegger in that city and sends all his followers there.
It's like, it's not even like a big city. It's like a little trade town, like a fort.
300,000. You could declare spring break. 300,000 of the super goat show up there and have a raging kegger.
So they're probably
There were no survivors.
So they're probably just taxing our like churches there.
Yeah, he's just doing economic shit.
So do we want to knock off all of the minor concerns, work our way up the list?
Azazel.
I'm not opposed to either way, punching down or punching up.
I'm just not a big fan of doing favors for Manticore.
Oh, I don't care about I don't care about the favors from
I don't care about slavery at all.
I was trying to say the opposite of that. I was trying to say I don't care about the favors for Manticore, but the iconoclasts are the ones that are enslaving our people.
I mean, if we give them the iconoclast, they'll kill more iconoclasts. So everyone wins.
We don't need to give them more. We can just keep them for ourselves or for their experimentation.
Eh.
We never have to go back there again if we don't want.
Alright, pick a path, guys.
Well, I think we have to deal with the spawn of Shemzeroth. That's kind of a... It's also in an area where we're a little bit... We have weird shit going off. I don't even want to think about what would happen if the Unity ran into the spawn of Shemzeroth. Then
And we should investigate that mushroom as well, I suppose, if it's that close.
that's really close by.
Let's do it.
The spawn of Shemzeroth, not the underground iconoclast. Okay.
I mean, we're gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Those should be the
Let's see if we
two
can knock
things
these off
we
this
deal with.
session. Alright, 1 sec for Kevin. Do you guys want to chat about anything while we're waiting?
I want you to look at the general, our general thing and see that picture I posted.
I will do that now.
Just as a note,
No.
I'm now communicating exclusively through interpretive dance.
Awesome.
So
Let me
anyone
pause.
who can't see.
Alright, we're back. You're gonna go hunt down the Shemzeroth spawn?
Unless someone wants to have an interaction with some people.
I don't think that if they're still working at the morality, then no.
They might never stop, though. It's been years.
Has it really?
They're
Like,
waiting.
they hang out, they live their lives, but you just, you visit every once in a while, but like you haven't done like any major like things you remember.
So they're
Okay,
waiting
yeah.
for you to come in there so they can trigger a cutscene.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I gotta stay away from there. A visual novel event scene will happen if I get too close. Then we'll all get drawn into it.
I can be drawn into an ending. I don't want a path. I don't want to. I'm not.
I don't want to progress this storyline.
Look, I can do the social link thing later, guys. It's fine.
So
Alright, so you get on the Furious Kitten, I guess?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Are you bringing like lots of bodies to throw into the meat grinder?
I'm not bringing bodies.
I guess I'll bring my large mob of broodlings.
Dragon broodlings?
Yeah.
So you're not bringing any of your pirates?
I mean, I'm bringing a crew to man the
The
ship.
kitten crew.
But he's
That's
not
it.
bringing the. Yeah, I'll bring a squad of.
He's not bringing chum.
Why are you so mad about it?
We're gonna go fight people that are resisting all of us, and you're just like, no, you guys do it.
I don't want my
Same
people
character.
to die.
I'm doing it. I'm not bringing the pirates.
Our
Precious
for
to
that.
me.
As I said, someone needs to die, therefore I made people to die.
I really should not make like combat. Oh, this is one of the ones that has a cult with it.
Yeah, they have mobs.
Okay, I'm bringing the Hierophant.
All right.
Or wait, do we want these people as our own?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm not bringing the Hierophant. He's only around for people that we find disposable. I can't bring him into a combat because he's not direct combat.
So I shouldn't be punching them and turning them into chamba with one
Well, not the
punch?
followers.
I mean, if they fight us,
Oh, we'll kill their.
Surgical strike on their leadership.
Yeah,
And
destroy
recruit.
the leadership and then recruit the followers.
I might be able to caw at them once the leadership is down.
okay, I guess I'll hold back. Should we also do the withholding the mercy while my broodlings just go and chum things up? Because if we send them to battle, they'll battle. What's the strategy here?
Well, I'll bring a squad of a medium squad now of my troops because they can now actually go on the side of your ship. They don't have to be on it for the entire time, so they can actually fly.
Oh man. So small, large, and vast.
Large. Vast would be a little much. If we get to size 3, then I'll start bringing in vast mobs.
All right.
Any ace in face?
They got room for him this time.
Yeah. Do you bring anyone?
I want to say no, just to pout.
Birds. No birds? No large fucking birds?
When we get there,
Okay.
the birds come with a kitten anyway. I don't have to use anything for that.
Yeah, you got a big flock of them.
Unless you don't want your birds to die.
No, so I don't want them to die, but Lothar, I mean, they're birds.
But they will.
Yeah, they will. Even the ones who lived last time died. I think they all just ate so much they exploded and became part of the shadow, the festering ooze that is the shadow.
The malice pool over there.
The fun pool.
They mutated into like dark crows and like hell vultures or something.
I'm an emo crow.
All right, so you guys are flying. So there's the tree over there, and there's like lights and stuff on it, and like little noises happening in the distance. And there's your city, and in between the two, there is a large ravine where there's like it looks like kelp is coming out of it, and it's kind of like wriggling and writhing out of the ravine. And it's like snow and ice and hard packed, but that kelp, when you on closer look with your eagle eyes, it looks like it's like meat that's just kind of like wriggling.
It's unsettling.
It's covered in fur.
I don't like it.
It was like one big entity.
So
This-
that's what's there. There's the hole.
That looks like maybe a strike from orbit kind of thing. So do we fight that thing, or is that where we're going?
That is the area that the oracle pointed out.
What is it?
I guess I'll look with my fertility sight.
Fertility site? That's a thing?
I don't know. I'm fertility. I figure like, does this smell like something demonic? Is that some actual entity? Is it chummed up from many parts?
Oh,
There's some
landscape's
sinister-
covered in meat. There's heat signatures down there.
Ah.
There's
Where
like
is
trade
this
routes cut
exactly?
into the ice. Like it's in the north, in between the Smurf tree and your city.
That's probably the fucking field of Caparaka trolls that you guys allowed to have.
No, that'd be
in.
near Darrett show.
Isn't that no?
You literally went to where the Shemzeroth priest is. That's where it is. There's a marker below the landscape that says where the Shemzeroth thing is.
That's what that quest marker leads.
That is where the exclamation point is.
All right. Invisibility! Guns ready!
Alright, there we go. So you drop on in?
Yeah, we'll drop one in and see what's going on. I'll bring in some birds too.
Sure. You guys descend into the crevice first.
Sure.
Alright. Crevice goes down. There's eventually a bottom to it. The walls are a big shag carpet made of meat and fur. They're like writhing. And then it goes deeper into the earth, and it's clearly a civilization's been built down here. There's houses and homes built into the meat walls and the ice and the stone. There are people. There are statues everywhere. There are worship panoplies. It's all over the place.
Okay, so I'm not invisible, but my men are. The birds obviously aren't because they can't be, so they just see me coming down with
Birds?
down there with birds. Anyone else wants to come with me?
Yeah, I'm coming in.
So yeah, they all get the.
I don't think the whole ship down.
I'm just jumping in.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not taking the ship down.
Anyone who needs to fly, you know.
The ship is going to peel out, circle around.
I guess we'll unload our troops there.
We descend onto this place. Send out a representative if you would.
An old man walks forward. He looks like a hybrid, like Matael and Lothar. But like his face is like starting to slosh off, and there's like blue sort of like frog skin underneath where it's sloshing off, and he's all twisted and his bones are bigger on some side. Like he's undergoing a metamorphosis. I am the wise man of this village.
We're your new gods.
We already have one. We're not looking for another at this time.
You will be shortly.
Are you here to kill us?
Here to kill your god.
That's blasphemy and makes me angry.
Well, then surely if your god is powerful, you will come and smite us for our blasphemy.
Yep.
Can you sort of ask where he is? Because, yeah, us killing the old man, I don't think that's going to be really cool.
Won't play well.
No.
Doesn't play well with
Neither
the
of us.
audience.
Hi.
The nemesis! She's here!
Why did they keep
How
calling
do
me that?
you know that word?
He like takes
Who taught
out
you
an
that word?
iPhone Touch with Future Bible on it.
Who's your god?
Our God is the flesh that makes. Flesh make.
Oh, God.
Dr. Baron Flesh make.
That's so
disgusting.
terrible.
He's gone through a great metamorphosis into divinity. Come to the hall of things that happened before that new people need to know about, before you go on to being killed for being blasphemers.
Excellent.
Dr. Baron Fleshmake set it up in case people like you showed up. Supermen.
Those are your sob stories.
No one's gonna pick that one up?
What?
People kept talking about jumping Azazel the next time he said it.
Now that's your sob story, so.
People were like, next time he says I'm gonna jump him.
We said that.
Everyone said it.
We said that an NPC should jump him.
Alright, the old man walks you into a side museum with a picture of a future man with cybernetics and like meat tanks on his back with like, breather machines and machine guns for hands. The Dr. Baron came here from the future. The future is something that doesn't exist yet. Time is an illusion, don't you know? He set up this colony under here and then took us from our homes and put collars on us that told us we were free.
That's how it works.
It was like a whole ceremony where
I
people
don't
are
think
like being
that's
collared.
quite right. Tell me, am I wrong or is that
I
not
mean-
quite right?
Free, is that your name? Is that on your dog tag? Free.
Yes, we're all named Free.
See, that checks out. They are
He keeps
free.
going to the next picture in the museum. And then the doctor the doctor gave us tools and weapons and sent us on the front lines to invade other people, to get him more people to free. We had a great celebration banquet where he used his machinery.
I celebrated.
Yeah, no, he's totally flubbing this in
It's
character.
adorable.
He's like, he has cue cards and stuff. He's like, oh, fuck. He's reading from the plaque. He's not making eye contact with the audience. He's not projecting.
My brain's currently undergoing metamorphosis. I'm sorry.
During one of our great feasts, someone served up a special plate of food that he had made using his technology without him knowing. We wanted to surprise him. And then he went through a wondrous change over the next few months, becoming green-skinned and noble in mind. And then the bitening occurred, where to show us how much he loved us, he started to kiss us and hug us, and then biting us. Many died because they didn't love him back the way he loved them, but most of us survived. And then the changes began, the bluening. where we all have started to go blue and get much more, buff and worked out. Like he's asymmetrical because a lot of his pecs are growing and stuff, and his bones are too big for his skin. He gave us all free workout help and made us stronger and buff and sturdier.
Is this a you thing, Azazel?
No, that's not more like a Marquis thing.
There's like a whole big
Fighting.
oil painting of him with like green skin looking like a goblin monster biting his people, and people are like clapping in the painting.
Have you said the bluening happened?
Oh yeah, like everyone's getting all twisted and blue.
They're turning blue and they're getting buff?
Lothar sends a one-word text message to all of you guys, and it just says "purge?" ?
I mean, is that what Shemzerov does? Based on who you are as a person, you turn into a different color of a minion of Shemzerov?
I don't think Shemzerov is furry.
I mean...
He's a toad monster.
That's just the nature of the home we've set up in. These are the fur caves.
The caves are separate from the people.
Yeah, it's how we carpet our houses and make our costumes.
He's turning into, like, what was that name? Blue Blood Ocean something? That...
Blood Ocean, the guy who looks exactly like what this guy's turning into in your base.
Exactly. He's like Blood Ocean.
Oh, he exists, right.
Right.
Blood Ocean sips
Joke's on you, Blood Ocean. You can't trick me into thinking you exist.
So we can cure them, right? That's a thing we can do? Like, immediately? It's a Shembaroth curse. It's a disease.
For context, they served him some Shemzeroth meat that was in his lab because they thought it was special prime rib. Did not go well. It had eggs in it.
He got pumped.
Oh, gross.
It had like 1 million raccoon parasites in the raccoon meat.
Sounds like something Pei would be able to do.
Yeah. They fix this.
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, if you spend some time on these people and don't kill them to the man when the fight starts.
Oh, right. Is this guy, like, special in any way?
He's one hit die, but he'll soon be a blue Shemzeroth child.
But he's not right now, is he?
I mean...
Marky just clocks him in the face. And knocks him out.
Why? I'm passing out from the brain hemorrhaging. I'm passing out, I'm going out. And he's like moving his cane to point. The exit leads to the blasphemy arena. Thank you for your time.
So he did finish his story. Okay.
Yeah, it was literally the next thing was the exit sign.
I was worried he wouldn't finish. But
Oh, I was getting impatient, yes.
It was a real page turner for you.
I mean, it's interesting to know.
Future person came here, got punked.
Good for them.
That is
Serves
the
them right for,
story.
like, enslaving a bunch of, past people.
In his defense, he only wanted to rule as a tyrant among men.
So
in his defense.
So he's a Kurtzer.
Yeah, he's a Kurtz.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the word, but I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
So,
Sons of Gold.
can I just use Ender Plagues?
Probably, if you'd heal them now, they'd probably turn vile on you. Because like, oh, you're removing our power
Plus, the
from
god
the
is
god.
pushing the curse out. And by curse, I mean the Shemzeroth transformation thing. It's all seeped in Shemzeroth magic here.
Yeah, I think we gotta kill the...
You gotta pay the troll
first.
toll to get these people out of this hole.
Is there a janitor closet nearby? Because
Yeah, totally, right there. It says janitor on it.
okay, the Marquis just kind of throws him in there. We'll deal with this later. So shall we kill this spawn and then burn this place in its entirety?
There's like people walking
Look
by.
at the wall of furry flesh.
There's like people walking by clearly who are like, turning into those monsters, but they're wearing giant costumes made of fur with like animal motifs. Just in the background.
We'll turn this place into an amusement park or something after.
An amusement park, Winslow.
We're building so many amusement parks.
I mean, you just have a large bonfire and let the broodling seed remains.
People crave entertainment.
Yes, send all of your children here to eat out the flesh cave that's covered in shag carpeting. That's exactly what we should do this season.
That's what they always do.
I mean, it would be beyond them.
It's like their superpower.
Don't throw it at me.
So we could go into the arena where he's probably awaiting us, or we could find a way around it and stab him in the back repeatedly.
I'm wary of just walking into the space that he's prepared specifically for fighting challengers.
I mean, it'd be the most efficient way to fight him, though.
I mean, if we're in the arena, which means everybody else is outside of the arena, so we won't kill any innocent people, it'll be just this guy.
That's true.
If that's what he has planned, he doesn't have a bunch of people in there with spears ready to stab us
I mean,
repeatedly.
most
No
of the-
offense,
yes.
I don't think that a bunch of people with spears is going to be particularly effective. An effective approach, considering we are somewhat beyond that point.
So we just go in then?
Yeah. I don't see a reason why not.
Alright, you go through the double doors, a staircase up to a Super Bowl arena. And here in the ice, there's a large worship place where there are statues of a man with like flesh tanks on his back that he uses to be a science man that are being like kind of changed a bit to make him look like he looks like now. He's sitting on a throne. He looks like a green frogman that's going gray and starting to lose color. He looks like Shemzeroth's fallen. And there's two distinct but separate groups of warriors who look like they're turning blue and red on either side of him. And then on his right-hand side is another old man who has like a third eye open and is also a hybrid, and he has a shape staff in his hand.
Does one of the groups have spears?
Yes. Yes. They both have their spears. They're both holding their action for a charge.
What reference are we missing here?
Shape staff.
There's no reference.
Okay.
No, it's just an RPG fight. That's it. There's no reference.
Are we underground right now?
Yes.
That could be a problem.
Why?
I work best under the open sky.
His lightning thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably punch up to the sky.
I've still got sword.
Sword.
So, it's an established parasite god, two battle groups of elite warriors that are large, and a lesser eldritch.
Are they two Hidai warriors?
Can you fill
Three.
in the battle sheet?
Aww.
I would have to pause to do that.
Yes, please.
Alright, we're back, listeners. We pre-rolled the fight. So, Matael, Thea, Lothar, and the Crimson Marquis all focus-fired the Parasite God and just laid into him, doing a ton of damage, bringing him down to very low hit points. And then...
Yes, we all did a ton of damage.
And then... Maybe if you just opened with a smite, that would hit.
Next time.
And the bird people aren't attacking?
Or I'm not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, shit, you have battle groups.
I mean,
I figured that
We
they
just
go
walk-
after they go after that. Also, I have an action before you take 6.
Oh, we'll take it. Do
Yeah.
2 damage. Oh my god, we have
Faster than
to
thought.
God damn you. Okay, we're back now that Mark has decided to finish his turn. And what I was saying doesn't matter because you guys beat the Parasite God to death. And then Azazel opened out his mouth and started throwing scrap metal breath weapon at everyone and killed everyone in this room.
except for the
Their
lesser
whole culture is gone. The Lesser Eldritch is on the ground dead, bleeding out. Shh, they're lying. They're using a deception gift.
Ooh.
So you kill everyone here, they're dead.
Wow.
I guess that was easy.
What say you now, old man?
He's knocked out in the closet! He's got diabetes and cancer.
Or put a bucket over his head just to spite him.
Yeah.
What is it, Skyline?
Well, I just imagine like Nato's like, "What's the you now, old man?" You're like riding on his shoulders with a bucket on his head, hitting him with a stick. I'm punishing you! God is mad!
Wait, is everyone in here actually dead?
Yeah, everyone's except for one guy.
Okay.
You can't tell, you don't have deception.
Yeah. Are any of you opposed if I just,
Oh, knock yourself out.
Okay, perfect.
Hey,
He's-
birds, sorry.
They all raise
wait.
us undead?
Yeah.
Alright. They all get up and start like moving around like zombies. Including the Eldritch, who's also like, again, deception, faking it.
Secure the area.
Yeah,
Don't harm anyone. Knock them out.
there's no one here, you killed them.
Do they have souls?
I mean, their souls are probably still here.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering if they needed souls to be your undead, or if I can just take the souls.
You can just take the souls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll just like sit here and be like,
Yeah, you got their souls. There is no one else here. You killed everyone.
Oh, this was only everyone?
Yeah, he's a slaver. He turned all his people into soldiers.
Oh,
And then
okay.
he was going to turn them into blue slag.
I thought there was a whole other culture.
Yeah, I thought-
this was it. There
was-
was,
that
there
was
were
it.
64 hit dice worth of
yeah,
warriors.
that is specifically why I didn't bring the Hierophant, because I thought we were going to
Yeah.
kill them all, but I guess they're dead, so...
He turned them all into soldiers and he's going to fight you with them.
We assumed there were
So much
soldiers
for-
and then civilians in the actual place they were
Not
living.
here. They're
Not so
outside. Now we have to tell them they're
Well,
going
there's
there.
still the old man.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
old
go-
man lived.
I'm gonna go let him out.
There's literally no one else here. There's
No, you killed them all.
Okay.
They were all turned into blue slabs. There would have been like 10 hit die monsters. It would have been a bad pandemic. You'd have had like 600, minor abominations sprawling around infecting people. It would have been a huge disaster.
I'm going to have the vast mob loot this entire city of everything,
Yeah,
and also
there's
raise it.
There's like 4 wealthier and a bunch of future tech.
Oh, excellent.
Mostly cloning vats for meat.
Gross. I'm gonna take those anyway, because cloning tech.
He was using them to. He had a gun when he was a human, where he would spray cloned meat on you, and then the meat would like explode.
Gross.
He had a meat gun.
Pretty gross.
I'll just
I'm gonna
make
turn off the
condiments.
combat music.
Just make condiments a little bit.
Well, that was certainly something.
Check that one off the to-do list.
We can go to the next.
No, yeah, once we're done looting here. Looting it to the ground.
Spoiler alert, I made up that entire culture and backstory as you were in the museum.
That sounds about right.
That was every word out of my mouth was not planned. I was like, oh, I didn't think of this through.
We're especially gonna burn down the fur cave, because that's gross as
Yeah, the fur cave is just a naturally occurring fur cave.
Is that a thing that happens?
Yeah.
Welcome
it's
to
just-
Epistle.
Stan is going to spread her nature here instead.
So now it's like pastel pink.
All right. So you put some dye on the place and clean it up so it's not so rampant and overgrown.
No, we get rid of the fur,
Oh.
and now it's mushrooms and fucking bees and shit.
This
We
is much
dropped
better.
the fucking vagina metaphor. It's gross.
I know, right? Was I too subtle?
People used to
No,
plumb
you
this
were not
cave
subtle
for-
enough.
for
It was
treasures.
disgusting.
Fair enough.
All right, so we are very much done here then. Yeah.
You leave.
Oh yeah.
All
Once
of
these
them?
undead have like gathered everything, I just kind of let them disintegrate because
They all fall apart on the ground. All of them.
good.
All
Set it on
problems
fire.
Yep.
solved. All problems solved.
Days later or hours later, that eldritch gets up and runs away into the night.
That's for the best. So yeah, I'm not gonna bring a bunch of rotting undead into my city, and I'm also not gonna. I guess yeah, unintelligent undead.
Moving on.
Moving on.
You took care of the gray spawn Shemsroth. He was turned into a gray Shemsroth spawn, where you would get death magic.
Well, I was not turning
Ooh.
into anything.
He's dead now. Dead.
That'll teach him death magic.
Yeah, that'll show him.
You didn't even get the monologue.
No, he was going to start a whole speech about since the dawn of time, man has feared flesh. And now flesh fears the flesh gun.
Oh no, just in my mouth. Ah.
It's like the pretzel maker from Adventure Time. The breadstick wand.
So what's next on our list of
Yeah, what do you want to take next, guys? Come on.
things
Pick.
to kill?
Iconoclast?
The Despot.
I guess.
Scene swipe. There is a fort, like a fort town. It is a wooden and stone fort on a river, major trade hub of the area. It has probably 1,000 people in it. It's a buildings, actual buildings that past people made.
It's a scale 1 build, I think.
Yeah.
How are the people looking here? Are they like starving or?
There are people who live in the freezing, chilling north on a doom world.
They're
They
always
look
starving.
Yeah. They look fine. People are cultivating Thea mushrooms and Thea bees. There's a lot of bears crucified outside the town. People wear furs and stuff people wear in the north. It's called Fort Blasphemy. Normal stuff.
Wait, he's taxing our people, and we're not taxing him for the use of our bees and your bees and your honey. That seems...
Also, protection from all these bears that start attacking for no reason.
Yeah, as you're approaching, there's some bears hiding behind some rocks, and when no one's looking in a watchtower, they start crawling along the ground like a cat, getting ready to sneak over the wall.
bunch of big hairy men trying to break.
Yes, a bunch of big hairy men from the 80s.
I'm gonna pick up a bear and snap its neck.
Whoa.
I'm going to use unending
Disgusting creatures.
Yes.
Are these things? What are they? I mean,
They're bears.
Oh,
Like polar bears.
not like
Well, actually, they're brown bears.
not like demon bears or.
Just bears.
Well, I won't drop it. I'll bring it to town. It's good meat and fur. I mean,
Oh wait, can I real quickly? He just grabs the bear and rips all the fur off in one go.
oh yeah, sure.
Thank
I thought
you.
you were gonna bring it back. I'm like, no, don't start bringing back undead bears.
Oh no, he's
It's
just
a bear dance!
he just uses his engineering gifts and like
Makes
an app on his phone to make a really nice coat for himself.
So you're like
There
a
we
furred
go.
cloak like the guy from Game of Thrones from the north.
Yes,
There you
exactly that.
I'm going to use unending abundance to create some fertile land for these people.
Oh wait, should we do that after we kick out the despots so that
There's a show of power.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's people left this time.
I mean,
Those are our people, and we just want to.
all right. You enter the fort. People cheer because the gods are walking, and they saw your god bars, your chariot of the sky. And they're all wearing bear furs and bear hats and bear everything. Like, they even have like bear claw mittens and stuff. And like, they start cheering. You give them a bear. They hang it up in the middle of town square's hanging square, and the children come out with sticks and start hitting its body. Everyone loves you.
Except one man. Whose heart was too small.
And his heart grew 3 sizes that day because it was infected with a hideous virus.
Because of fertility tumor.
The inside of the fort has large amounts of apiaries set up for making like honey and stuff.
Is my network here already?
Yeah, totally. The bees are here. Therefore, your network is here.
There, excellent.
Yeah, there's like a Thea worshiper whose like chest cavity's all swollen and beehivey, and there's bees coming out of holes in him and stuff. He's just waving at you and like worshiping you. You know everything about these people here, just like that.
Yes.
They talk to him about all their problems. He's the confessor. They're having a bear problem.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it just happens.
Is it a problem? Because look at all these people with their bear clothes. That's pretty great.
Well, yeah, they turned it into a blessing.
When life gives you bears, you make bear aid.
Anyway, they're all around you. They're faceless and nameless.
I'll like heal anybody that's hurt, although they.
Oh yeah, like
my worshippers also are.
yeah, but there's some that are pretty vibrant. Like there's a guy who walks up who has like his entire face and torso torn open by bear claws. They're to stabilize and keep alive. But he's like, the scars hurt a lot, Thea. I got them fighting bears.
You did a good job, my son.
I'll kill many more bears before I die, Thea, and become Acer and Thade, the perfect man.
That's a good
That's
life
so
well
much
lived. It'll earn you the right, the privilege.
Thank you,
And yeah,
God.
I'll heal them.
The privilege. I'll take any soul, any soul.
Fucking goblin souls.
Yeah, there's a lot of
You're gonna use
people
those
who have
souls, man?
bear-related injuries,
I will heal them.
which they've lived a lot longer than they would because your cult's healers, so they're able to stabilize all the delimbing. A lot of delimbings.
Ooh. I'll bring out my birdmen and they'll do a little
Who fly?
staging. Yep.
They're like, oh, Birdman, Birdman!
Bring out the books. Have you read the book of the bird?
They take them and stuff and love it. They love you guys. You guys are great. There's an equal split between this city of worshiping all 5 of you.
Yeah, for anyone who like doesn't like is missing a limb, the Marquis offers to make murder limbs specifically for killing bears.
Yeah, they love it. They want all of that.
Wood and blades and bear decapitators.
I've heard taxes are high in this town.
Oh, we don't like to talk about money here.
What are you taxed here then? Do you use money?
Yes,
Okay. You just
but
don't
the
talk about
despot says you don't like to talk about money, so we don't. We just give him whatever he asks and we assume that it's fair.
it. I love money. I love the many things you can buy from our city with it.
Oh, one day, once the siege is over, we hope to go there.
The siege? The bear siege? I
The
assume?
bear siege.
Do you know where these bears come from? This is an abundance of bears.
The townsfolk are like, well, when we took in your worshippers generations back, there were no bear problems, but after we started to set up the apiaries and the hives and the centers of knowledge, a curse befell our town and bears started to attack. The despot rose up and put together the End of Bears plan, where we kill bears, break their necks, smoke out their caves during their hibernation season, throw rotting meat that we've poisoned with strychnine that we get from one of the tradespeople into it. We do everything we can to kill them. We just don't know why they show up or what they want.
Those are very good plans.
I think they're only hungry.
Also-
The Thea worshiper in the background when he starts talking about, we just don't know why. I wonder why they're showing up. He's just like,
Buzz.
Those are all very good plans to get rid of the bears,
especially the strychnine.
especially the strychnine. I do wonder if the despot is breeding bears.
This is such a bear-based economy, though. To rob them of that and their culture, he points to all the bears hanging everywhere.
I mean,
Well,
what if we just feed the bears and they don't come here?
let's go find out what's going on with the
And then we
despot
hunt them
first.
outside.
Perhaps he is an asshole worthy of death.
Alright, so you go to the main building in the fort. There's a man there. He's wearing a Crimson Marquis, holy symbol, whatever it is. He is a man. He's hybrid, like you guys, so he looks like a jumble up of a bunch of different things.
Jambalaya.
Yeah, he's a jums.
I drew the symbol somewhere. I'd have to find
Anyway,
it.
he's sitting there on his throne with his bear coat, with his bear teeth necklace, his bear claw feet, his bear crown made of bear bones. There's bear stuff everywhere, and like they turned into murals of you guys and stuff. I am the despot of Fort Blasphemy. How can I help you, gods?
You call yourself the despot.
Yes, it means leader of fort.
Fair enough.
Words have many meanings.
All words are made up.
It all depends on how you say them.
So,
How can I help the gods of this new world?
well, we've been hearing that you...
Weapon!
Just take a single bar of silver.
Chuck.
All problems solved.
We hear that you've been taxing our people unfairly.
Well, we must keep up the war effort on the siege against the Nemesis. And then he looks up to like a big, like dire bear carcass they've like it's stuffed over the wall.
Why does literally every single city have their own?
Everyone uses that word!
It's almost like it has no meaning anymore.
And those who are religious, they don't work as much as people who, aren't part of the church, so they have to pay more.
Because they spend their time worshiping, especially. And he just kind of looks over at Azazel, especially some of us.
Yes, the trinket pyres burn brightly and hot for the gods. There's like a little child carving like a bear, like a statue of a
You
bear
know, my
that's been
religion
murdered.
specifically says to give community service and make yourself stronger. It's right in the book.
You're agreeing with him, right?
Oh, good God.
Because they're giving community service.
That is actually super fair. If our worshippers are spending more time worshiping than they are actually doing things for the community, they would be taxed more.
To be fair, my worshippers are doctors that heal and run hospitals and schools.
He's not including the Thea worshippers, but he is taxing them.
Oh.
Yeah, and the Marquis worshippers tend to be a bit more...
It's a general divine tax, so that we would never think to charge one cult or one religion more than the other. That would be heretical in many of your books. So we just charge all of the cults the same amount so that those that do more for the community in more physical ways pick up the slack for those that don't.
I can't disagree with him. This is actually really logical.
Well, perhaps we should just solve the problem for them then.
If we cull this bear issue...
Tea time out.
Out of character, I don't know if everyone knows this, but the bears are because they worship me. It's the problem for my religion. It's never going to go away.
Wherever her cult set up shop, bears start showing up.
Why don't we set up defenses outside that will automate much of the bear handling?
Well, we could also pay for the bear hunters. They're a group of mercenaries that go from tribe to tribe hunting bears. But the cost is too great. 3 bars of gold-pressed silver.
Or I could send my cult up here and they could kill them, a lot of them. They
Oh,
could
yes,
be up
you're-
here and like...
Your religion is all about making
just
yourself
saying.
strong and fighting things that are hard.
Literally
Those
every
bars
one
of
of them.
silver are less than wealth 0.1.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but if we do it ourselves, that makes us look better. Then here's some money to let someone else.
No, exactly, right? And also, you're...
It's in my cult thing that I should
Yeah.
go help and hunt, and my members are like can probably take a bear in a fight.
Plus Mathiel's soldiers who are fully armed with guns and shit.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
why don't we just send more soldiers down, a garrison of soldiers to defend this place, and you can lower the taxes as a result. Though,
Yes.
does that sound fair?
I'll just lower the taxes now on good faith. Such is the way of the despot. He slams his mailed fist on his chair.
It's also going to be like a holy experience for your people.
Oh, yeah,
to defeat the
definitely.
bears. Like, that's
Merit
a worthy
badge.
fight.
Yeah.
We will.
2 large paws start creeping around his throne around him, and he jumps out of the chair. There's a bear there. It snuck in.
How even?
Can anyone
I
touch
turn
the
the bear.
bears?
Yeah, I turn the bear into a bird.
Yo!
Hey, stop!
The bird-speaking bear.
Okay, do I understand it because it's a
You
bird?
speak bear?
No, I speak.
You understand bird. You understand what the bird's saying, but the bird speaks bear.
Can anyone here speak bear?
Who speaks bear?
I mean, I could transform myself into a bear.
Do it.
If it's speaking intelligently in a language, I can understand it.
All
through
right,
its
no.
motions.
It's speaking bird, and he can understand bird, which means if he translates the bear, if he makes the bear sounds at you in the intelligent magic bird language, you can translate.
No, I can read its
You can read its body
mannerisms
language.
as
Okay.
it-
Because
body
the Marquis is just kind of
language
angling to grab the bird.
No.
Don't pull out Zazel.
All right, the bear. Okay, what do you want to ask the bear?
How did you sneak in here? I'm not even angry. It's actually kind of amazing.
I just walked in.
They should be your worshippers.
That just leads ask more questions.
Are you hungry, bears? Do you need more food?
I want a jar of honey. He spells it with a U and an N and two N's and stuff like honey, like Winnie the Pooh.
I'm surprised bears don't attack me. I
They
literally
love you.
love
You make honey for them.
They recognize you.
You're the honey
Mate or
lover.
foe.
A jar of honey. Now that I'm small, I can eat a lot more.
Drown him in this pot.
Because he's small, so if he has like a bunch of honey, the honey will last way longer, so he can gorge himself.
Just drown it in honey.
I mean,
Just
I
keep
think
pouring
this.
it.
I believe this ritual lasts literally forever. So, or until I don't think it's a withdraw. I think it's a.
Okay, you will solve this one bear problem.
You should kill this bear.
Why?
Because they're just gonna keep coming.
Turn him into a hummingbird, and we'll dip him in the honey.
What
and
do we-
do exactly what
Hide
he
our
wants.
shape from God!
What if we start a forest here? Put some normal bees outside. They'll eat that honey.
Normal bees are garbage.
Why don't we build a wall?
I mean, they can eat garbage.
There are walls, it's a fort!
Yeah, we'll make
Well,
better
just-
walls.
I
We'll
still
find-
have better
Send the
questions.
soldiers.
Yeah.
What?
How the bears do not sneak over walls?
Bears are a devious species.
Yeah, let's just send the soldiers here, and that will deal with it. They'll kill every single bear that comes close.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll also look into creating infrastructure so that the people of this town can reach the city with ease.
A road.
A road, infrastructure, defenses along the road,
Uh,
cars. We'll start
So, do
introducing
you
cars.
want to track how the bear got in here?
That would be
You
nice.
There's a latrine that they carved into the fort here that goes out to the river. If you follow it, it's bear size, and bears are like cats. They can kind of get in it as long as their whiskers are fine. So the bear swam in through the river, waited for the guard to go away, went underground, held his breath, went up the sewer line, went through the latrine, came out through the toilet, waited until you guys were arguing amongst yourselves a little louder, and then crept in and tried to kill the despot.
those are some amazing bears.
That is some
As
fuck,
bears
that,
are
that
wont
is
to do.
impressive.
We should breed
They're
some
a
intelligence.
devious species.
It's hard for
This
me as Nicole to get rid of these bears because bears are actually my favorite animal. But
Okay.
I mean, we should
Do you
breed
want to ask him
intelligence.
why he wanted to kill a despot?
Sure. Yeah.
There he is.
Why did you want to assassinate the despot?
Kill the queen, and the hive doesn't sting as much. You get all the honey you want.
Yeah.
that's logical. That's logical.
Well, okay.
I think they'll make a good species once they, get some intelligence into them. Why don't we just
Oh,
cultivate
you want them to be able
Make
to
them
know
smarter?
stuff? Like pick
No.
up guns and stuff?
No,
They'll be
do
like
you also
raptors. Okay, the Marquis is going to solve this the way he knows how, in that I'm going to use my gift that lets me build infrastructure and give them in plumbing. Fucking plumbing.
Alright, so you're gonna spend. Do you want to spend a day here and just build an entire city's worth of infrastructure?
Yes.
Okay. This is not a fort, this is now a walled city fortress.
And
Enjoy
I
your
will.
indoor plumbing.
Like a World War II style war camp with like turrets and like spotlights and stuff and gates and like, housing and electricity.
And I'm going to set up, obviously, my cult to come here and regular pilgrimages, as well as, like, non-optional, a group staying here and setting that up.
Perfect.
I'll set a forest here. That's, has bees in it that have honey, so there's some of them away.
I'm pretty sure my worshippers are going to kill all those beehives.
It's in
Yeah.
their religion.
It's not.
Killing other beehives?
Their
Well,
bees
non-Theo
tend to
ones.
invade other ones, though.
Hmm?
The bees tend to invade other
Yeah,
hives.
remember her
Yeah.
bees are like the thing. They'll go to a non-Thea hive and infect it.
Well, that guy'd know that.
You didn't
Is-
read each other's Bibles?
No. What's
That's
reading?
shit. Anyway, you took care of the
Also,
one
if
resistance
you do that,
problem.
it'll probably just attract more bears.
It will. It will.
Outside.
Yeah, but they'll hang out in the forest and they'll act as a staging ground where they'll be able to gather their resources so they don't have to go a long distance to attack.
Also, this
I
place
see
that
them
was
solved the way
You know how
he,
much it
he
costs
knows.
for bear hunters?
They're just hungry. So give them food outside of the city. They'll be fine. 10-mile radius of a large
A
forest.
10-mile radius bee, honey, bear hive forest. That's
You do realize you do need to make like bear, goat, dragons at some
No,
point.
don't do
I mean,
that.
I could just.
Come on, that is that.
Would
I'm
you
not
ever-
saying it's a good idea. I'm saying it's an Azazel idea.
Anyway,
Let's make them
the
into girl
despot
worshippers.
of Fort
Sneaky.
Blasphemy has been dealt with.
Who was really not such a bad guy after all.
He just called himself despot. He didn't know what the word meant.
I mean, I think that's actually
Nobody
a
knows the
word that-
words.
It has more than one meaning.
Oh yeah, but
Sure. So I'm sure he'll change like mayor or later after this place becomes a full-on town.
Tyrant King.
Tyrant King. Good for him.
Good for him.
You dress for the job that you want.
Are you tired, wizard?
I've decided to get away from it. Now I wear black and red and have a weird symbol that looks vaguely like something out of the previous universe directly behind me at all
It's
times.
supposed to be 4 Fs.
I mean, he worships me, so it's
Anyway,
given.
so who do you want to do next?
So we've done a difficult one, and then a simple one, and let's do a hard one again. So
Hard one's gonna take a lot of time. You want to do some more simple ones?
Okay.
which ones are simple again?
The Ghost, the Mummy Queen, the Jangling Automaton.
Still the automaton because that one's really aggressive and like killing everyone.
Fair.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, you guys leave Fort Blasphemy. As you're flying away, you see over like a hill, there's like a cluster of like 5 or 4 bears, and they're like kind of just peeking over the ridge at the walls. And like one of them's like marking on a wall with his claw the time interval of where the spotlights pass over.
Smart bears.
They have a symbol of Thea they've carved onto the ground.
I mean, if they start counting as worship, I'm not gonna get mad.
They won't.
Yeah.
They just know where to go.
I mean, you can breed intelligence into them.
Don't do that.
Oh, I've already thought of what that looks like.
Perfect. Bear ninjas.
But he was just sitting there talking to you in the middle of like a wood fort house. All of a sudden, 2 arms start snaking
Right?
around him
I
to break
was-
his
I
neck.
was like,
I mean, that would solve a problem.
Clock.
Ninja bears. This is now a ninja bear settlement.
They really want that honey.
I mean, if we'd make a separate settlement for them.
Yeah, a lot of Thea's worship talks about how to deal with bears coming to steal your honey in picnic baskets.
Oh, poo poo poo.
Oh,
It's also a metaphorical thing. There's always going to be people that want to tear you down for being a prosperous people, so.
there's always going to be haters.
Way to project things.
Look at that bear in the woods in the rain. It's not our problem.
Those bears.
This bears. Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Bears. All right. You guys fly to a different part of the north on your little whirlwind city adventure. There's an area that's totally covered in oil fires. Like a good 5 square miles of them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there used to be like cities here and like little forts and stuff and forests and foliage and stuff. It's just all on fire.
You
There's
said,
craters in the ground everywhere.
what kind of fire is it?
Oil fires.
Will water put that out?
No, it'll
No.
spread it everywhere.
Okay. I was like, oh, quick, make it
You're
rain.
not allowed to cook in the frying pan anymore.
I was like, quick, make it rain.
Mr. Oh God, it's happening.
It's happening. Well, I knew it was happening at least.
Just
I
toss birds
demonstrated
there.
that I
It'll
knew.
be fine. Birds can squash anything.
Got craters in the ground, like from like rockets. You know, the dead everywhere. This place is kind of a sinkhole of evil. Like the ground's starting to
It's
get.
not the
all-
one we created. There's a
No.
difference.
This is a different one.
Much smaller.
It's smaller, but it's still dark, and there's like, the ground's starting to pulse and like boil from all the violence.
What the hell happened here?
Probably automaton. For the future, future
Oh, yeah.
weapons.
And you just hear the noise of machine gun fire and rockets going off. It sounds like a World War II trench.
Maybe we should keep the kitten back from this one,
Sure, let's fly in.
and I'll leave I had to leave a fair chunk of my men. I'm going to say behind at the.
We don't have to take anything from
Is
it.
enough time passing between all this that like days are
Yes.
going by? Okay, thank
Yeah.
God.
Yes, you're fresh every time. Like chewing juicy fruit. Or drinking Sprite. Or Mentos, the fresh
It's
maker.
gonna move you.
Anyway, do you guys want to see the automaton?
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is, 15 feet tall, made of black iron covered in sorcereled ruins, man-patterned, walking around stomping with big fists and big feet. Shoulder pads have red, kind of pods on them that fire off as rockets and keep continually refreshing. It's spraying out chlorine gas everywhere. Its rib cage has been stylistically kind of engraved, and every once in a while those fire out spinning razor saw discs everywhere. It carries a sword in one hand that's a chainsaw sword, and in the other hand it carries nothing, but its hand opens up and lasers come out of the fingertips and cut people up like cheese wire.
2 arms?
Yeah.
I have
You
blessed...
guys know this is instantly. It's an iron golem.
Ah.
The Joliarites build these in mass, so do most other factions.
I have blessed blueprints, which means I can detect weak points and technical capabilities of ships and automatons.
Counts for
and things
this.
like that. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna starting for weak points, anything that's gone haywire.
It's actually in perfect working order. It has a refined energon processing core, and it has a divine reactor inside to repair itself automatically from the infinite energy of its energon core.
Huh. What are these things generally designed to do?
Make soldiers die. It doesn't laugh, it doesn't think, it doesn't cry. All it does from dusk till dawn is make the soldiers die. Children speak nursery rhymes about these things. In the future. You don't even ever turn them off. They never go silent or stand at attention. You turn them on, you tell them what you want to die, and it just goes and does it forever.
Someone set this out to kill these people.
Do we know what was here
No.
beforehand?
Nothing. Just past people.
It had some
civilizations.
killing orders from the future. It came to the past, couldn't find anything, and just continued on fighting.
Yeah, it has an adaptive intelligence.
Shall we just destroy it with their mass made? We're not
Yeah.
missing out on anything important by...
The faceplate breathes fire.
Sure. Maybe we'll get a shard
Check it
from
out.
it.
All right.
Give us its stats, Devin.
All right, well, I gotta pause then. In the meantime, all of these heroes figure that they have gifts and miracles that can change things without having to reduce hit points or make attacks. So what did the Crimson Marquis do?
Soul of the machine, so I just cram a soul right in there and give
All
it...
right, 2 effort for the day, and it has now sapient and has free will and loves what it is and has no memory of its past and is friendly and obedient to the Godbound that sired its intelligence. So the war machine stops and is just kind of, staring around looking for you.
All right, I'm gonna go down.
You had to go down and touch it, actually. You had to run up to it and be like,
Oh,
"Tag!"
yeah, okay. So just pokes out from behind it, from where, its weaponry wasn't pointing.
So Zeta could have disabled it.
Yeah,
They
you could
could
be like,
run up.
"Stop!"
Yeah.
All right, it looks down at you with large, multi-segmented bug, LED lights that, zoom in and zoom out and close. It looks like the machines from the Matrix in the kind of its style, where it's all dark metal and segmented.
What is your designation?
I don't know.
It is now peace.
You piece of shit! Fucking wizards again? You motherfucker!
Every single game.
Every game we reference wizards.
PTSD,
You hadn't changed your name, you son of a bitch. Peace.
You have done many a terrible thing here, but I understand that it was not your fault.
You're a bad person.
Big Disney eyes.
You
Looking
kinda-
around at all the dead bodies and the blood everywhere. Iron Giant style.
But we understand that it was not your fault. It was not your doing. You are someone different now.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't need to remember. It was a darker time. Come with us to the city. You shall be a defender, a protector of the people. You shall live amongst them.
Alright, so it's following you.
Excellent.
Is murder wrong?
Yes,
But I did murder.
it wasn't you.
Why would you tell me this?
To learn. Learn from
What is this I feel inside?
Marquis kind of touched them. Oh, that's guilt. Hold on to that. It is a good learning tool.
Azazel, could you...
Could you what?
I gestured all of oil and fire.
Yeah, fertilize
Drink it.
What? Make it into some sentient being that'll be on fire?
No, use fertility gifts, you goddamn piece of shit!
Then it'll be a forest on fire.
I assume we put out the fire.
Just put a straw in the oil and drink it all, like the horrible trash heap you are.
Sky might be able to put it out.
Sky might be able to make it rain baking soda.
Can Sky do that?
I don't see why it couldn't.
Oil spike.
Like, I'll just make a wind vortex. That,
Fire NATO!
well, if,
Now there's on fire buzzsaws in the fire NATO when it explode rockets.
if it goes fast enough, it'll just.
I mean,
It's a dude.
what if we give it sentient as well?
Now give that sentience. The fire tornado full of razor blades.
What am I made for?
Fun.
Alright, you eventually starve out the oxygen, and I'm assuming gently deposit the razor blades and bombs onto the ground.
Yes.
And then the
Skylord.
Oh my god.
And then, boom, forest miracle.
we.
You did it. You took care of the murder robot.
Excellent.
You have a guy. His name's Peace.
Yes, it is. I'm going to teach him to defend people. I'm going to swap out all these weapons for pacifier weapons.
Just murder other people.
Yes, I
Little
thought of it.
pacifiers.
LSD. He's firing rockets at raves to put pacifiers in people's mouths so they don't chew
Also,
on
he
their
decides
mouths.
to join Lothar's cult and just grows like tiny little eagle wings that got allowed to fly.
Thresher, saw blades. Like the Gand.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next on the list?
The mummy, perhaps?
The money.
Mummy.
The mummy.
Yes, the
You
mummy.
just hear what you want to hear at this point.
Can't help it.
Alright, the mummy?
Alright.
Let's do it.
You travel. Oh, Peter's gone. I'll just keep going. Alright. You travel to an area where pyramids are. Smallish pyramids, not as big as the Earth ones. It looks like they've cleared up the snow and, like, used sorcery and magic to make this place kind of fertile-ish. And, yeah, you know, it's a pyramid city. People are here.
How are these people looking?
You know, like everyone looks miserable, underfed, and enslaved.
Oh.
There's a lot of undead around, too. Like, there's, like, dog-headed jackal people, because remember, hybrids everywhere that have been mummified and are carrying scimitars and stuff.
Are they worthy foes or less?
They're not worthy.
Okay, they immediately obey me.
Sure, yeah, no problem. Their red eyes trace in the darkness.
Might you show us to your leader?
Yes, God.
Excellent.
People give you guys a wide berth on the cobbled stone pathways leading up to the sepulchre. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hey, there's people here raising bees.
Cool. My bees or
Yeah.
regular bees?
No, your network's everywhere.
Oh, awesome.
There's apiarists, and yeah, there are also, like, clearly dead bears here and there.
Oh yeah.
Just happens.
There's
Yeah.
like honey.
There's gonna be bears everywhere. You just spread into the waters and there'll be bears swimming there.
Yes. It's like a scuba helmet on.
Any undead we pass, they just immediately obey me.
Alright, you get to the sepulchre. It's large and ornate, it's covered in gold and polished sandstone they've cut up from a nearby mountain. On the throne, Egyptian style, with a bunch of weird god designs and stuff everywhere that look like they've been made up to worship her, is a woman. It looks like she is part scarab, part lion, and she's like dead and mummified and covered in wrappings and gold and silks.
Greetings.
I am the living god.
Oh, what a coincidence. We're all living gods too.
You have come to my
Well,
land.
not technically you, I guess.
For what purpose?
What was she doing again? What was her...
Resisting
There's sorcery and
us.
stuff that's stopping your stuff from coming into here.
Oh,
Stop it.
like is she actively doing it?
Yeah.
Or... Okay. Your magics are being used to deliberately sabotage our own efforts to civilize this area. It's a
You
lot of
sa-
untamed wilderness.
You
like, literally.
savages.
Our hierophants and sorcerers keep out the encroaching underworld. You exist in Duat, and we leave you at the barrier and the threshold. Not the land of light or the land of the living.
Do they worship her? Is that
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate for her.
To hell.
You are aware your godhood is false, a pretense to gather power.
I understand that you entities are a jealous sort, but I have been raised from death, and I live among my people and guide them for eternity, as they will serve with me unto death. You have so much offerings we send you to the underworld, so much that we give over to your cataclysm outside of the land of the living. Pray tell, why must you take more from our people? We give the offerings, we burn the incense, but we do not allow you to encroach upon the land of life. For inference, they believe everything inside their city is the real world, and literally everything outside is the afterlife.
Huh.
Interesting.
So they do send stuff. They throw like goods and stuff out into the snow and the valleys and stuff. And like, there, we gave it to the gods of the underworld. You guys,
And that's
go
why,
away.
And that's why we have a bear problem.
If you simply allow our influence
That's why
in,
you have ants.
we don't wish... There's no need to strip you of your authority within these lands.
My people, though frail they may be, are good and just people. I will not allow the last living people to be purged into the darkness of the end of times for complicitness with you. I respect your power, but this is all that's left after the world has ended.
Why do you believe that the world ended?
It came to us in the prophecy.
What prophecy?
She, gestures behind, a large door
Oh,
that
right.
opens up, and there's a large crystal globe hovering without gravity. It's like the prophecy came to us from the sky generations ago, when I was but a living god, before I rose again a second time. It taught us that the world ended in fire, that all divinities burned, that all that lived crashed and was destroyed. And this is all that was left. So we built our perimeter, we put up offerings to the dead gods and the underworld denizens that grope in the darkness of the burning hells. We do not let you entreat in here.
Can I sense that at all or anything? Or is it a magical thing, not a technical?
It's both. Their magic is their technology and vice versa.
Okay.
So that means
What-
the both of you could easily...
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, it's a gravestone marker for the Epistle. A bunch of these were made and seated around the Epistle when they left the future and let it burn. It tells exactly what happened. Like that, that intro I wrote for the setting? It's that.
But it came back to the past basically by accident.
Yeah, it slipped through the cracks.
Whoops.
This is from a world long gone, not this
We
world.
know.
Less in a metaphorical sense and more in a literal. The world outside has just begun.
The world outside is full of colossi groping in the darkness, she says again, looking hungry for bodies and hungry for torture to feed their insatiable slave armies.
Yeah, we
Which
kind of
is-
killed them.
Yes.
Of course you did. You're the ghosts of the deities that once were, the stewards of the underworld. But your reach is not infinite. You've only recently extended to this part of the land of the living. You've come so far into the shallows. We can almost see the shape of you.
What can we do to prove to you that the world outside is as alive as it is in here? Your people starve. Look at them. You can't keep this up forever.
That's all that's left. We'll have to keep it. We'll keep the light burning as long as possible. Now, she says, breaking the pretense of being super, what's the word when people are good for the sake of being good?
Benevolent?
Altruistic. Now, as a living god, of course, I do not have to straddle the same rules as the living and the dead. If I were to take a mate with one of the gods and prove the power of my divinity, I could bridge the gap between the living and the dead. We could solidify our... Oh, it's happening! Keep it up, it's happening!
Marquis just kind of glances over to the fucking sex god.
Kevin is putting his nose in his finger, which universally is a sign for not it.
Not
The
my
last
type.
person to have their finger on the nose is it.
Well,
I still don't
assuming
care.
we're even going to do this at all.
I mean, it would be a really easy way. And
I mean-
a really easy lay to resolve all this.
I need some high priest, right?
It seems like it would cause more problems.
When you say take a mate, what exactly do you mean?
Marry, of course, combine our empires, my dynasty of eternal light and your dark cavern of smoke and mirrors. We'll combine into one great empire, an empire of legacy and memory, an empire of hope for the future. Our powers will be shared, as will our resources and influence and our worshippers.
Oh wait, that's really silly. Okay.
I mean,
She just wants a slightly bigger cult, you pieces of shit.
she'll rule the
people
land
who
of the
worship her.
living, we'll rule the land of the dead, in a marriage and so on.
People who worship her go to hell, though.
Well, they'll
No.
actually come to me because I'll take their souls.
Remember the
Oh.
network, Acer Thay network?
That feels so disingenuous, though. Like, wouldn't she... I'd rather her actually realize that, she's full of shit. Not
She probably
purposely,
knows
but-
she's full of shit.
She doesn't know she's full of shit, but she does know that she has some leverage.
Well, I could try and communicate it to her.
Like,
I
dance
can-
at her?
Yeah, I can.
You're gonna do a
Seduce
miracle
her.
of dance
I
to
understand.
force her to believe that everything she knows is a lie.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right, do a miracle of dance. You put on you just kind of stand in front of everyone, rolling your eyes, and do like a super dance that
It's a
conveys
mating ritual.
exactly what's wrong.
Are there, like, spotlights or anything in here that the Marquis can hack?
Well, like in the Prince of
My
Egypt.
my bees actually glow,
Oh, perfect.
so they're gonna like swim around.
So
in
be
the swamp.
Disney
Disney will, of course,
esque.
provide the music using his amazing
Bird, 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 bird,
singing
bird,
voice with the Mockingbird Miracle.
The phone for Bass, so he just accesses, like,
Very
music
well.
app.
Together, you guys destroy and crush her beliefs and ruin all the faith she had in her work,
No, but
bringing
like,
her low and humble.
but like in a nice way.
Pete, that's exactly this entire game. Something atrocious, but in a nice way, so we don't have to feel bad about it.
Yeah, well, we're not like you're a piece of garbage. Everything you know to lie. It's like
Yes, but the truth is
you
still
were
going to do that.
You were mistaken. That sucks.
beyond your
But
walls.
there's hope.
Yeah, isn't that kind of the whole thing we're teaching? It's like, no, the world isn't entirely dead. You're not the only person left.
It does
The
make you
entire
feel like a
world.
jackass, though, if you are told that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we do it in a nice way?
Yeah. Like, how do we do this without making her people like suicidally sad?
It's
Make
easy.
the dance
We make
with
them. We do it like a Disney song. That there's a big world out there ready to be
Okay.
explored, an amazing thing.
So scene swipe, you deal with the mummy queen.
I mean, if you want to care about the worshippers, again, we'll still do the whole holy matrimony thing, divine thing, wrap her into a fold, and make the worshippers worship properly over time.
So it literally cuts to us walking out of her thing, and she's just like crying.
She like sits down on her throne and opens up her desk, and there's a gun in there, and then she opens a little bit more, and there's the entire all 9 seasons of Taxi in it.
She's like, which one? Not tonight.
I would like to stay here to help re-stabilize their culture and such.
Yeah, you guys can do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Easy peasy,
Like-
lemon sneezy.
Because this just destroys everything. But we'll
We'll pivot.
yeah.
We'll pivot.
Pivot.
We'll
Yeah.
pivot. We'll pivot. Everyone, all 5 of you are like, we'll pivot. You all say the words.
Through the power of dance.
All right,
So
next
no
one.
waiting.
I will forever see this scene as a giant, like 30-minute montage Disney number.
This was my home.
But less condescending, like every Disney movie is.
No, completely condescending.
So, on to the next.
The ghost is the next easy one.
Okay.
Can I just dance at her?
Let's dance at all the
You
problem.
guys just gotta think about your words.
Fertility.
This will be just us dancing from
Bird.
one objective to
My
the
answer
next.
to all things.
All right. Ghost was in a cave and it's poltergeist. I told you on it, right?
Yep.
All right, you find the cave. It is a small mound with a cave with stalactites, stalagmites, and holes in the top that makes it look like a screaming face with like ghost lights in it.
Okay.
Cool, 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 cool.
Which specifies that a foe is greater or lesser.
If they have more hit die than you.
Oh,
If they've got more hit die than you have levels.
okay.
But, yeah.
It's not like twice your level or anything like that. It's
No,
literally-
no. So if like they have 4 hit die and you're level 5, they're a lesser foe.
Okay.
There's like one gift that's true for, but that's about it.
Anyway. Ghost cave. What's in there? Only what you bring with you.
Guns. A
So
lot
much
of guns.
baggage.
A lot of baggage. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm your father, say so.
Yeah, this place is just, oh my god, right? Yeah, this area they're kind of wanting to expand, like with your stuff you're doing, your networking and whatnot. It's kind of in like a nice geographical area for like stuff to move through, land ships and stuff, and they can't because there's a poltergeist here. It spooks the hell out of them.
I would love to make this entire like spooky north cave into a giant beehive. Bees coming out.
There's so many caves we're
Start
delving
pouring it.
What'd you say?
Where there's so many deep caves we're delving into this time.
Yeah.
It was almost 4.
It's really
You know,
hurting my rhythm.
the mummy.
Oh my god, Kevin.
The slow burn.
You usually don't make those jokes.
Usually.
Like the Sophie's Choice joke from years ago. Spooky cave, guys.
We go into the spooky cave.
We get the cement mixer.
We get the cement mixer. Again, artifice and engineering.
These things kind of need a more personal touch, though. Otherwise, it's just...
Oh, this
putting
is like a
sticker.
2 resistance thing.
You're like, it's me, your boy.
Literally.
Okay, go in.
Alright. Alright, you head on in, and yeah, you feel a presence in here, being like, you know, straddling bones, writing on the wall.
You stop that.
Come out, wherever you are.
You're in the haunting area. It's haunting you right now.
Oh no, I am haunted.
There's like a knife sticking out of Thea's shoulder. Didn't do damage.
It's there.
Take the knife and eat it.
So this is just sad.
There's a ghostly figure that like crawls towards you. It's not like the poltergeist, but it looks like a person, and its mouth opens up super large, like in all those found footage movies.
You could stop. We're gods. You don't have to do that. It's probably not gonna.
We don't do that here.
I'll just use Dreadlord again to make all the lesser ghosts shut the fuck up. Except for the ones that Azazel's just cramming into his mouth. Where they can never
That's
die.
it, Azazel. Chase those kittens. Eat everyone you can forget. Alright, so the cheap hauntings stop.
Good. Now we're at the major hauntings.
There's a large ghost of a spider at the back of the cave.
Hey,
It's like
buddy.
8 men tall, 15 men wide.
Literally today goes, hey, buddy.
Good thing I had a light breakfast.
I can communicate with spiders.
Alright, well this is the ghost of a spider, so you're good. Can you speak ghost?
I speak spider, I'm assuming.
Alright. The spider's like, get out. Get out.
Who's your boss?
The Marquis is at the entrance of the cave again once he saw the spider. He's just, he's available to text if you want to talk with him.
Don't like spiders.
You can character aura.
Purge? ? Everyone's text.
Keep asking that.
I actually don't know how to deal with ghosts. Like, I can
Just
deal
talk
with
to it.
spiders.
Ask him why he's angry.
Why do you want us to leave?
Why do ghosts ask people to leave?
Because their
'Cause
place.
it's their house. you
Unfinished
think?
This
business,
is my
something.
place.
Why can't we share?
Okay, how come no one ever asked that to ghosts?
Because ghosts are spooky and
Because people
scary.
are stupid in horror movies.
I mean, it's their place. Why would they share and you wouldn't give anything?
This is my place. Why would I share and they wouldn't give anything?
Well, I'll like have like my bees come out and everything. Where I go, many insects follow. And where insects are, they will die. Providing me with nourishment.
Revenge.
What do you want revenge on?
My colony was eaten
By what?
by walking things, 2-leg walkers.
Let's go kill some humans to
Describe
avenge
them?
this fight.
Ghostly shapes of long elven figures coming in and like taking away, baskets and baskets of spider eggs, stumbling about in drunken stupor.
Did like Jolarites come and drunkenly steal
No,
a
this
bunch
is
of
the
spider
hyper
eggs?
No,
I
it's...
mean,
No,
It's-
these are
it's neither.
insect things.
Is it Acerins?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Because they eat spider wine, right? Spider honey.
Spiders are also like our buds.
Yeah, but
They're also delicious
Yeah.
You
to
killed
them.
it and its family, or they killed it.
yeah, underneath the cave, like there's like a lip, and there's like just a charnel house full of spider husks. Enough of them to make a spider poltergeist.
Hmm.
Revenge.
I believe I can save this revenge.
Okay.
Pull out an Acer and toss us in.
Basically.
You're still back.
Well, like Acer's like, what? I'm taking the fall? I only ate 5 of entire colonies of their children. I didn't even eat the most.
I gestured him like to the spider, like, hey.
Like he's starting to walk towards the spider. It's like, really?
Take out the
I mean, you're
tea.
gonna come back.
Yeah, I know, but why do I got? Acerin did it. It was Acerin's idea, and another Acerin convinced me to do it.
Oh wow, this is going in directions I didn't expect it to.
All right.
Human
Yeah, it
sacrifice.
was me. I'm the one that ate all your children and you, and we deep fried you in a giant truck, like the back of a truck full of oil that we heated up with our magic.
I'm getting hungry.
Revenge, like eats him, and it's like a horror movie. He's like, this
It
means nothing to me. I've gone through worse. Death is meaningless as is life. Yeah, heart symbol.
And
Thank
post-it.
you, merciful God. And then it passes away into the afterlife.
Yay.
Hell. It just
Hell. It doesn't have a soul, it's an animal.
It
It's
passes
the
the-
gestalt emotions of all the spiders being murdered here put together into an intelligent ghost haunting.
It passes the afterlife. It gets caught in chaos web.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Acerin style.
A bunch of Eastern spiders come down and start wrapping it up.
What, like Acerin heads on spider legs? Thank you, God. Now we can take over.
Oh my god.
And then we fill this up with cement.
No, I like this.
Honey.
Well, we're gonna fill up the cave full of spider huts with it at least. The lower levels.
Boy howdy, I don't think you realize how many spiders are in the city.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
We have
haven't been able
We
to-
have pogroms. It's fine.
I've been forgetting to describe it, but she set up pet spiders as like a thing people keep.
Oh. This is why I live in the tower.
Like
No pets allowed in the tower.
I think, you know,
I've been forgetting to
We
describe
purged
it
the
every
city,
And
time.
by pets, I mean spiders.
Because Nicole's legit said people keep spiders like they keep dogs.
yeah.
This is why the Marquis lives in the tower.
Like if you go into like the woods or into like the underground tunnels enough, there'll be like spider webs.
They'll start
everywhere
running
and
towards
stuff,
you
too.
for pan pets.
I think it's time for Dark City 2.0. Because the first one failed.
It's burning to the ground. It's like, yeah, that one failed.
Alright, there are 3 resistors left.
They're all bigger, aren't they?
The Alien Hive, the Summoner, and the Root Drinker. They're all big.
You want to do something else for the rest of the thing?
You want to come back to these guys another session?
Maybe.
It'd be nice to be able to spend Dominion to make things skill 3.
I mean, if you want to save the minion for the ship and so on, then...
Are any of these the problems that are gonna explode and wreck us if we leave them for a little bit?
No.
Also, what are they doing exactly?
2 of them are greater parasite gods that are just building worship bases in the area and like abusing their worshippers. So it's really just a human rights violation, and you know that doesn't really affect you guys. And the other one is an alien hive, and he's just enslaving people.
Yeah.
All sounds bad.
Oh, it's bad, but it's the last 3 things in the entire north.
How about we go back to your social link?
No, I think I'd rather get this done, to be honest.
Well, you're not gonna be able to get all of them done, and you
Yeah.
have to kind of block out time to take care of them.
Oh, good point.
Well, I'm sure we can just, let the slavery keep going on for a while longer. I'm sure there's no problem with that from anyone.
Okay.
So there are
not a
other
big
things
deal.
you can tackle this session.
Yeah.
And like next session, we'll come back and we'll like knock them out because you can probably do all 3 of them pretty quick in the first half.
So what other minor things can we do to wrap this session up nicely?
You can go get the ship started.
Yeah, we could go visit one of
Talk to
the
Shatterdome.
You could also start building your own in the city if you wanted.
Which route do we want to go down?
I think it's better if we build our own because then we don't have to rely on other people to do us favors.
And then we can build other stuff as well.
Exactly.
And plus, if their colony gets destroyed, they can come live with you guys.
Yeah, it'll be a way to attract them as worshippers.
So
And
that we could go to the north, deal with the
Shemazarov lady.
lady, at least have a conversation, see what the situation is like.
It's not the worst idea.
I'll be down for that.
We could go to Noctis and get engaged in Mortal Kombat.
Nocturnus.
Yeah, you want to go fight Lord Soth
No, not really.
from Kryn?
So, north.
It's only him that's banned from there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For what
Easy.
he did.
Easy enough to go visit them then. Alone.
He did.
So the 4 of us go, and you get
know,
to
these are
play
his
your social
shades,
links. Okay.
I'm fine with going wherever.
How would you do? North.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm good
sure.
with that.
Well, I should have info on her first with Necron. 'Cause
Oh,
he
yes.
just has that
Is
gift.
it within the range?
It's literally everywhere that sunlight touches.
That they've been, right?
It's. I have to look it up specifically.
I mean, one sun is to the horizon, the other one is where
No,
you've
it's
been.
not that.
Okay, so it's...
Commit effort. Choose a place that you've been that is currently lit. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, it works in like this main area because breakers go everywhere.
Yeah, like place you sympathetically connected to the north too, like the mammoth guy. That's why he's like wandered around the north.
Yeah.
It was a smart move you did.
Okay, that's beyond.
Plus, I'm sure I can take like a part of his consciousness and just go around places with that.
I was going to
Spread it
suggest
further.
doing like a Dominion project to link you two,
Mm-hmm.
or like I don't know, like a miracle of Lich King to link you two sympathetically.
Yeah, so that everywhere I go, yeah.
Also, your voice can be heard there by those present.
Yep.
That's why I was doing the thing.
Yep. He can basically do that to like anyone in the north.
Yup.
He spies on.
Well, he'd just be like watching you guys with sunlit sight all the time.
Fun.
All the time.
Blood of the sun!
Oh yeah, he doesn't actually need to, like, you don't get a resistance to not being seen by him. It's literally just he has to commit effort to watch you.
So he's
I
always
guess,
watching
like-
you.
It wouldn't go into my cave though.
Because it's not sunlit.
Yeah.
It's only places that are covered by or hit by sun.
Exactly.
That's neat.
All right. So let me pause briefly, and we will load up music. All right, you take the kitten north across the endless northern sea to the Chaos Wastes, a series of broken up continents at the edge of the world, racked by chaos storms from the weakness in the world's kind of reality walls. That's covered in thick layers of Arctic ice. There are like dozens and dozens of capital cities here, connected by actual infrastructure roads that aren't covered by ice, that have huge tracts of farmland and infrastructure everywhere, including large like lighthouse affairs that are like big towers with like sorcery built into them that like push stuff away and keep track of things. Outposts with like large like like the Torch of Gondor or whatever.
This looks modern.
Yeah, it does.
Do we know much of the woman who like
Wait.
overthrew everything?
Sorry, but we want to talk to Necron first. Oh wait, no, sorry. We had a
Can't.
whole thing about that, right?
We did a whole thing.
Do we know much about her? Like, she's a future person, right? That
Nope.
No?
I mean,
It's
She's
funny that it's
prophesied
like
or something
modernized
like
then.
Yeah, it's something that people like basically know about. Like Shemzaroth is the one that modernized this place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He did that quickly after people started landing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he took all of their knowledge and information and mechanized his entire cult.
Got killed like a punk bitch. Fuck this. I'm gonna make a religion that's actually, structured.
Yeah,
Make people want to live here.
yeah, no, that's exactly what he did. Like if you're looking at the map, there's like you can see where there's like farmland everywhere and like roads providing everything. Yeah, there's you can see spots where like chaos storms happen, where like the ground like gives away to like typhoons and weird spinning like tears in space. But for the most part, they're pretty on hand. It looks like those towers actually stabilize the area. He's a chaos monster. He was literally building stabilizing towers to keep the storms out.
that's nice.
Fuck that shit. Yeah. So where do you wanna go to where the capital is?
Yep.
Yeah, it's visible as you're flying. Like there's all these cities and like large farm kind of empires or like capitals everywhere. But there's a main one that has like large like castles built around it and has like stepped hills that has like infrastructure and buildings. It looks like a fortress city or like a big Roman type city that has big public works, aqueducts, or aquifers or whatever, and statues, and they've set up irrigation and shit.
At least not named Shemzaroth 1 or something.
Pardon?
At least not named Shemzaroth 1 or something.
No, it's called Elderguard.
I was making a joke for pseudo numbers.
Ah, yes. Gotcha.
Oh my
You
god.
only got 1.
I mean, I don't want to think of a bunch of names.
That's what I always did when I was playing Alpha Centauri.
I know, right? Well, they even called out like the city and stuff. They're like, it's City 1 and Planet 1 and Solar System 1.
Let us, yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So yeah, the entire hex is basically like, have been filled to the brim with city stuff and people. And there's like carriages and carts. People are wearing clothes that are like weather appropriate, but it's very temperate here. There are apartments. There's businesses here. They use currency. There are churches, large cathedrals all over the place. Militaries, training grounds. They're building war machines. It looks like, like boats are being built near the shore, and timber's being constructed and turned into that and shipped down the lines. This is like a fully operational medieval empire, or like Roman style empire. There's bathhouses.
It seems quite well organized. The last time I was here, I don't even recall it being anywhere near as.
Yeah, there are statues of Shemzeroth, which he's a big Cthulhu monster that have been just torn down, or they've at least been covered or whatever to just not be there. It's like they don't want to tear down the statues because that's civic history, but
Oh, Devin.
they don't. They're like,
One
yeah,
day.
we put a bunch of effort into it. We'll recontextualize them.
The great nemesis.
Yeah, something like that.
Ah.
But there's new stuff going up, like statues of a woman. Her face is kind of blurred out. Like it's mostly like in like stone colors, except for topaz, like jewelry or iconography here and there.
There it is.
Yeah, it's Simoon stuff. Prototypical Simoonite stuff. If you know that kind of shit.
So, do we feel safe here?
I don't feel safe anywhere, but
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we could take probably
Explains so
most
much
of them
about
on.
Yeah, there are 5 of us, so should be fine.
We're not here to start a fight. We're here to speak. So.
Oh, I'm aware. She just likes to eat gods. Or did last time, anyways.
Why?
To gain their power.
everyone liked eating gods in the past. It was in vogue.
Yes.
I mean, they do taste good.
Mark, he just kind of cranes his head in Azazel's direction for a moment, and then
You-
Well, they're like
said
breakers, right?
that they're not gods.
Close enough.
No.
Yeah, there are other works here. There's like near Eldergard, there's like a large sort of Tower of Babel style tower that looks like it has been shattered in half or was half built, but it looks like it was actually destroyed. Like they were building a tower to heaven kind of thing, and there's like scorch marks on it, and like it looks like it's caved in and stuff. There are large valleys cut near the city where it's just mass graves, where there's monster bodies in there that they've been burning and like trying to mulch down. They're all like frog monsters. And kind of on like a pillar away from the rest of the city is a large onyx black sarcophagus that's like weighed down with sutras and all sorts of like iconography.
Well, that's probably where he is.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives off a palpable like arcane wards that like drain effort and shit.
Let's not go near there.
But you fly over, one of the towers kind of flags you down with semaphore lights,
Yeah.
and you're here. People don't really pay you a lot of mind.
Is there like a clear place we should go to talk to the leader?
Yeah, the castle, the medieval castle.
No, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Shop for items first, put the newest gear.
Right?
Walk into an inn play a little music to get full health.
Yeah, a lot of these people here, you're looking at them, they're clearly descended from hyperelves, like most of hybrids are, but their features are a lot more less defined hyperelfy. They're starting to look a lot more like what you would recognize as traditional elves.
Huh.
Like generations down the line.
It's happening quickly in some places.
But yeah. You going to the castle?
Yes.
Great. Big stone battlements made from volcanic rock that looks like they were hewn from the ground itself as sorcery. Imposing, looks like it could stand a pretty good siege, and yeah, there are divine wards all over this thing.
Meaning that.
You'd have to commit 5 effort.
Oh my goodness.
Strong Imperial Wars.
Yeah, they are, and the Mundus wards are even worse. Like you would feel like that veil right in front of where the sort of sanctified ground has been, set up.
Let us remember to be simple.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I can't even do the flying trick in here.
Yeah.
So of all of us, Lothar will have one effort, and that'll be it.
It's been a long while since I've stepped into a place that's sapped me, so... That invitation curse, just the worst.
Because you weren't invited.
He outgrew that.
Other than that, a lot of horses in the area. Like, looks like this is a culture that uses horses pretty rapidly because it's nomady. So they've still kept that long. There's a cast of people here that are dressed in black and orange, like very dark, like almost totally black, but with like orange trims, like the White Mage outfits in Final Fantasy. And they seem to be like a religious cast. Mostly women. Yeah, you enter the castle grounds. Guards stop you. Like they're like, "Whoa, strangers!
Hello.
What are you doing here on the Elder Guard grounds? What's your business?"
We've come to extend a hand of friendship to your community.
Oh, like diplomats?
Yes. Well,
All right. Yeah, okay. He'll take some information from you guys and just send it along. I'll just stand there waiting with you.
like, we'll tell them who we are.
Yeah, no, he'll take all that down.
Yeah.
He sends it along, and then you guys are waiting for a bit.
So remember one time in a game, we're like, oh yeah. And then, like, no one would talk to us because they didn't realize we were actually important people. So I want to make it clear we're not doing that again.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Eventually, a woman walks out. She looks battle scarred. Short for an elf. In what looks like witch's clothing and carrying a scepter that has like a moon shape to it with like stuff dangling off of it. You're the new gods, right?
We are.
Very good. I am the sorceress. I deal with some of the more esoteric diplomatic envoys in Elderguard. Come with me to my viewing room.
We go.
Forgot.
And yeah, they bring you in, and they open doors. They lead you not to the main castle, like into the castle, like to like side rooms. There's like crystal ponds flowing from like pagodas and like waterfalls coming from the ceiling, and there's crystals everywhere reflecting light. You know, like a witch's chamber. It looks a lot like Dark City, actually, that kind of weird mysticism aesthetic.
Pleasant.
Yeah. So, you're here diplomatically.
Yes.
Proceed.
Well, we heard that there's a new management here.
We were curious. We know that been building forces and such.
We heard that you want to crusade against the hyper elves.
Yes, the war. The Great War. It's coming. We're preparing for it. What side are you on?
Firmly against the kind
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are against them. Haven't met a lot that are with them. No, the Great War is coming, yes. We are preparing for it. We are getting our ships ready and our war machines and our magic.
We would join in on that hunt, or at least my group would. If you're
Certainly.
legion of wingers.
We'll take everyone we can take. No one's ever injured one. And we want to take them all we want to remove them all from the land of the living. Cast their bones into the ocean over the edge of the world.
Would you mind telling us more of your leader?
The Topaz Lady. She was the high priest, the great hierophant for the Black Beast. Her guile and her patience and her cunning led her to sealing him away in the ocean and the stars, casting his mind into the void between his own gray matter.
She struck him down aptly. If there was a civil war that ensued, I see no signs of it.
There was a purge of the creatures that followed it. his kin. But without him here to anchor them, we were able to enact banishments and cast them back into the crawling chaos.
Excellent.
It was over in a matter of a fortnight. Their powers were severely hampered by their god's own infrastructure. Once he fell, we turned the defenses against them.
I don't suppose there's a way we could arrange for a meeting with your Topaz lady.
She'll see you. What do you want to discuss?
Opening diplomatic relations.
We're discussing that now.
Yes.
Matters of a divine nature as well. I wish to lay eyes upon her to know if she is...
Many would. For such power is rare among this land. Such will. She is meeting with her court. I don't need to take those meetings anymore. She's with the astrologer and the jester.
Do those names ring any bells? Okay.
In Nocturnus lore, there was an astrologer and a sorceress. They were like the remnants of this stuff, but like nothing specific.
Okay. The only famous astrologer I know is Sacer. So
There was another. The Empty Man. But yes, if you want to go meet them, let's go. Let's go. Like, she just kind of gets up, starts walking. So do you have a gift? A show of promise? A peace offering?
I say so.
Do a dance.
No, see.
Yeah.
I can only conjure my wealth to buy something, so.
Go and buy it. Go to the gift shop. It's right there.
Go to the gift shop!
Tell them to give me change.
In exchange for meeting your high person, or for this gift of this.
This wicked deuce in this box.
No, well, for the gift of meeting, I present you with this this.
Well, I have to conjure it here, and that takes effort, and I cannot because words. Therefore, no.
You do a divine performance.
Alright.
Sure. We appreciate the arts.
Excellent.
That is cart full of children's teeth.
Boy, yummy, yummy children's teeth. She has like a bowl and spoon. Yummy, yummy.
Would you like some milk?
Oh, this game has gotten bad. It's gone sour.
Gross.
Well, I have nipples, Greg. The parents or the wedding singers or the movie with Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro, where he's like, "Oh yeah, any animal can be milked if they have nipples," and Robert De Niro's like, "I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?" And it's like, it's too much. He paints a cat.
We go meet with the first lady and give a stance.
You go into a room. It is a... You stupid bitches.
Next time, bring a gift.
It is a outdoor arcade, which is to say it's like a big column area. There's trees, foliage, reflecting ponds. It looks beautiful. Hanging Garden of Babylon type stuff. And yeah, there are people here, like worshippers and people who look arcane and divine, like people who are magic. And near a large single tree that's kind of been put back together with magic are 3 people. One is a man in Pied Piper rainbow clothing with a sun mask on. Yeah, Juliarites here from the JAC.
Begin combat.
Yeah. The other is an undead. It looks like it's a man's set of clothing and robes, but there's no bones inside. It's just it's like men's outfit. Like covered in heavy, like the Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
But like the black mage, wide-brimmed wizard hat, and like the glowing eyes. He's a lich. And in the middle is a tall elven woman, blonde hair, traditionally beautiful, probably. wearing those black and orange clothing with a unicorn horn that's broken through the center of her head and is spiraling up. And she's like wearing like some sort of like tiara over top of it with a topaz in it, and she carries a staff with a large, the size of a human head topaz in it that glows with power. This person fits the traditional descriptions of the god Samoon, the divine vampire from the past, or from the future.
Do I sense anything vampiric or divine about her, though?
She's wicked magic.
But no.
Yeah, she hasn't eaten Caparacca yet. He's over there. But yeah, they sort of turn as you're approaching and wait till you get within earshot.
Greetings.
The Jolyrite kind of just sits down on the tree and covers the mouth of his mask, watching intently. The Close Lich casts his dead eyes away from you and kind of just starts looking at his feet at the ground. And she comes down from one of the low-hanging tree boughs. You're the new gods, correct?
That's what they
The
call
sorceress told me when you approached. You felt the ripple.
We've...
Seems like you do the
No,
present
we're-
first, right?
We're in conversation.
Yeah, the Marquis just kind of like stumbles over to us and is like, we've not met in this lifetime, but it is a pleasure to meet you in this one.
And who might you be?
I am the Marquis of the previous timeline, the future.
You are of the barbarians from the Time Knot.
I suppose you could call them that.
A savage people, I'm afraid. Uncultured, mindless, vicious. We've had no positive experiences with them to date.
I hope we can change that.
Allowances must be made. We, of course, don't hold you to that standard. You are gods, and perhaps your flock has simply lost its way.
He almost looks like he's going to say something else, and he's like,
No,
I
he's
think
a
she
guy.
meant future people, not our.
oh yeah, he's
Not
just
your
like,
worshippers, but the people you come from.
this is someone he knows
You
from like the future,
Yeah.
though. So it's
And
not
also,
like,
she's totally right.
yeah. So it's like I can't say anything that she would know in the future because
You butchered the future. You are barbarians.
it's just a weird thing because he's
Yeah.
seeing someone he knows who doesn't know him.
They call me the Topaz Lady, but my name is Samoon Elderguard. I was a previous High Maiden of the Black Beast and his children.
Greetings. I am Thea.
A pleasure. Waiting for you guys to introduce yourselves.
Lothar, the Slayer?
We've heard tale of the Plainsman, the Birdman.
My scouts have traveled far.
Your stories travel farther. The Slayer of Tyrants.
Azazel the goat-headed.
Do you have any facts about being famous?
I'll double check.
All right,
Probably.
Matael.
And I'm Matael.
Yes, Matael. So many of your plays and songs and entertainment make their way up here. You're a cultural darling among us, as is your continuing strike against the kindly masters.
I'm happy to hear that.
I see a lot of yourself in me. We held the same position, I believe, in many ways. Puppets of things that are careless, or servants who rose up and said no more.
I'm glad to see that you've liberated yourself, as I have. Hopefully it'll lead to the liberation of others as well.
We work as fast as we can, but there's only so much manpower we have to push out the spawn that are left here. The bulk of the continents have been cleansed, but more come through the chaos holes. I feel once the Elven Force falls, the majority of the other cultures will fall in line.
Can I?
They're the largest slavers on the land, even more so than the future barbarians, the techno savages.
Can I tell what she means by falling line?
Like, they'll stop being slavers because the hyper elves stop people from being able to not be slaves. She articulates it a little bit better than I would.
I just wanted to see if she meant that or if she meant like she's trying to take over the world.
I mean, aren't we all?
I mean, not no.
Not no, but specifically, it's like we got to get rid of these guys.
I don't have any facts specific to being famous.
She doesn't know.
I don't have any facts specific to be famous,
Yeah,
but
she's just like
I am.
nice, she's just nice to me.
Say as
Pleasure.
everyone can be a fucking.
She knows Lothar and she knows Mad Isle.
I will admit, the prospect of hunting the hyper elves too is something that fills me with a deep desire.
They've never been harmed, so the first matter of business is making one bleed.
We know it can be done.
We've heard of this. These.
It will have been done.
What's the word? These hagiographies from the techno savages. These things that will happen.
Or had happened.
Will have happened and happened. But we cannot trust them. They're all mad. Their minds are rotted by their own grief.
I like the way you think.
I know, right?
Techno savages. Yeah.
Temporal travelers.
Fuck with the thermostat in your entire ship. It's like, why is it slightly chilly in here?
We know it can happen, and we know that you yourself played an integral role.
I've heard this as well, but
However,
it's so
of course,
hard to separate truth from propaganda and fact from fiction. I've heard of you and how you are the victim of a planet-wide conspiracy, a worldwide conspiracy to tear down a powerful goddess providing a service to her people.
Precisely.
I can see between the lines in those stories. Like, they're saying that you're a big piece of shit, and she's like, oh, I'm reading between the lines here. They threw her in a goddamn cage.
Okay. I thought she was saying the opposite of that.
No, she was saying the opposite of that. She heard about Thea, the nemesis, and it's like, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
I choose to rewrite it in this way in my head.
Precisely. And of course, you can't trust that because it happened previously in the future, it would happen the same way this time, as you went a completely different route than what any of the future people would have been expecting.
Yeah, of course. They speak about future and past as if these things matter, and they do not. They might as well be fairy tales or hopes they put into a wishing board. They use it as a symbol of authority when it really is just something that they hope happens. And it drives their madness.
Thea likes this one.
I'm curious why you keep the techno savage close to you.
You speak of Joliar.
Yes.
He is, and I know this is a phrase I'm not quite used to, but he is one of the good ones.
Sorry, are you saying his name is Joliar?
Yes.
Kind of like glance over at him like,
My hand still over mouth, big smile on his mask.
Marquis' hands twitch slightly.
Didn't
that's interesting.
Didn't they eat him?
I'm not gonna. Well, I can text back in my head, I guess.
Yeah.
You can talk in your head, you can just talk behind Simoon's back.
Yes, they did. However, this is most likely one of the JAC, the Juliarites, that we've been encountering. Although he may not be a jerk like the rest of them, we did just meet a good, actual worshiper of Juliar.
The Marquis just looks over at this man, covering his mouth like he's in on a big joke.
There's a
That's
quiet
what
little giggle
all
going
Juliarites
on.
are always like, though. Like, no matter what, that's what they're always
Are you guys like texting each other over a network?
Yes, I can just think it in my head to like buzz to them, but I think
But it's a network, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the equivalent of like a smiley face drops in the middle of a conversation, like someone's like doing that popcorn meme.
Hello there, Juliar. It is in quotes.
Right.
Wait, does he have a phone?
He's on the network.
He's
Fucking overloaded. In his
He's a
head.
future barbarian. They all have that.
Oh
I
no,
am-
not at all. Oh, look out, man. No metal in here, except I swallowed a few coins, but that was a ritual. Ah!
I am curious, I say this to him.
He didn't talk about it. He's just still standing there giggling a bit.
I am curious what he's done to gain your trust.
We freed him from slavery.
Really? Who was he enslaved by?
There are these people south of us on the barren plateau. We led an incursion against one of their outposts and found him in a sort of ash can. A dumpster, along with the sorceress.
You got your friends in the trash.
Okay, so,
Read a Repulsa origin story, Day of the Dumpster.
but like, he... Who is this? Is that Unity?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
You can't do anything about it here.
And who might this be? Jesse to clothes man.
Sirius. Like the star. He was one of the people leading the charge against Shemzaroth and fell in battle. It was one of our Taker allies that rejuvenated him back to this world. Unlike the techno-barbarians, he has true sight into the celestial mechanisms of the stars. He helped us find the auspicious days that we can use to turn against Shemzaroth and his people, the sights and the portents, the numinous underpinnings of this world that allowed us to find our victory.
Sounds like you have done a lot in a quite short amount of time.
And there's much more to do.
Well, I can certainly help you.
Well, an alliance with the new gods would not be rejected out of hand. It isn't like we've seen many assistance or divine intervention from Fluey or Faust, nor would we accept it.
That is wise.
Though there was a plan that was being formed. There's a weapon in the deep south on a perfectly smooth island. And there are caches there, treasures and weapons to fight the gods.
There is something there. It was a mistake of Faust's.
As were the kindly masters.
Yes. And
Which, by the way, is a secret past people don't know.
oh,
Past people don't know that it was a mistake, that Faust didn't intend to make the kindly masters. Like, it's not super common knowledge. It's something that you have to really dive into the lore.
I thought it was the Fui that made the kind of.
Fui did not intentionally make them like that. They treat her like shit.
No, I know that, but I figured she's fucked up.
No. Faust made the aliens,
Yeah.
and he tried to make life, which he can't do. And because he tried to work outside his domain, it backlashed into Fui, and their powers pooled together and made the Pinnacle. That's why the Pinnacle are bigger than both of them.
Oh.
Again, Faust. Good old Faust. It's not something that's really that easy to discern either. And if you ask the Pinnacles about it and try to like rock their world by being like you were a mistake, it's like no. Even such inferior beings like Faust and Fui, when they pool together, can at least once create a masterpiece.
I don't remember what the flow of our conversation was.
They're going to try to go to the Gans weapon cache
Oh, right,
and
right.
get tools to fight the gods and hyper elves.
That does not sound wise, though. There is a machine. Does she look like that word?
Yeah, she gets a word.
Okay. There's a machine there that is. Although, if you're planning on killing the hyper elves, you may need to test your strength anyway.
Well, we've already gone.
Oh.
Some time ago, when Shemzaroth ruled, he wanted a part of the god's power to insulate his empire. And a team was sent. I was among them back when I was a priestess in training. And we went into one of those vaults and took from it. But, realizing what we had, some of us turned on the others, buried it, and came back not empty-handed, but not fully with the cachet.
Interesting. What did you find?
A gauntlet, a hand,
Yes.
large, and like she gestures to the Joliarite, who like underneath his robes 2 other arms come out, and one of them has a large mechanical gauntlet on it. We think with this we can unlock the true potential of the weapon that Foss left behind, the god-killing spear.
Out of character. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Like, the Gand is terrible. It flattens everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although, Smiley Bitch might just be wanting to do it because one time Joliar possessed the Gand. And that
Yep.
might be his plan. I don't know.
Say, we don't want to fuck with that thing. Not yet.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't have to like decide on anything now anyway. We're just getting exposited. So
Yeah, we're hearing what she's done.
Mm-hmm.
And we're from the past, so we don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, like, releasing the Gand is what it sounds like they're going to be doing, and that's a danger for everybody. That's why I'm talking about it. It is actually our problem.
You maybe want to mention it to them if you don't think that whether they can take it or not.
I don't know if they can. And I mean, if they're going to have to fight the Hyper Elves eventually, they need to be
Yeah.
strong, so...
Yeah.
If they can't
But
take out the
I
Gand,
still
they
would
can't take
mention
out
it.
the Hyper Elves.
They might appreciate the heads up.
Sounds like they're informed.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the story of Foss' first failure. The weapon that would destroy the world. The first walker.
In my notes, I wrote serious clothes lich. I thought I wrote clothes bitch for a second. I was like, I mean, it's not wrong.
But yeah, she's just there. That's kind of it. You know, we have a plan. We're gonna, try to gather more people to our side, enact it, genocide that entire people.
Sounds like a fairly solid plan. My people are not warlike, but they are very versed in healing magics.
We could definitely use more of those. We've established a church of respite and mercy. We have mercy women, but it's never enough. Some of the damage and wounds Shemzaroth left behind are soul deep.
I wouldn't mind taking a look at them as well.
Always free to go to the mercy hospitals.
And anyone else want to lend?
Oh, the hand here, definitely.
You of
This
course have the. I will of course make the call out to my scouts.
Yes, if you want to shore up our plans, feel free. We will not remove the wards that are among the Golden Capital or the tomb, of course.
That's fair.
Oh, yes, don't remove the wards from the tomb.
We have to be no exceptions on that. Only a few are allowed to freely exercise their power here. So
Are
she's
the
saying,
hospitals within?
no, the castle that you're in, like their base of operations, and where they sealed up Shemzaroth, they're not going to let you have free access to their wards.
Well, that's probably like they have Imperial wars there, which are way more localized than Mundus wars, which are covered like
This
city.
whole castle's an Imperial ward. Shemzaroth did his work, and this castle's huge.
Yeah.
But the actual city,
Yeah.
nah, you're good.
Okay.
Well,
There are Mundus wards there.
Oftentimes
they'll
hospitals
sync you
and
up
stuff
to.
are inside the castle walls for like safety, so I was asking.
Yeah. No, this is more of like this is more like a pleasure fortress
Okay.
than an actual military castle. But like, there's Mundus wards around the cities themselves that they'll tone down
Hey,
for you
can-
guys.
Out of curiosity, can we theoretically build menace wards and imperium wards around our city?
I think that's a big, complicated question to explore for later.
Okay.
they mostly stop player characters.
Yeah.
Mundus wards stop Dominion expenditures, and only player characters use the Dominion system, and for effort, who gives a fuck? There are gifts for that, so those gifts are probably what you're looking for. I don't think the system really likes PCs interacting with the effort economy in that way. It fucks up the balance.
Yeah.
Would you want to?
You can set wards, they just don't have to be that mechanic.
Would you want to like distribute your swords among these people? Like there probably are people that are holy enough to use them.
I mean,
Wouldn't that essentially be proselytizing, though? We should probably seek permission for that before.
We need gods. Our people are going straight to Caparacco when they die. We figured that one out.
Oh yes.
Definitely.
Also, we can definitely spread our religions here if that's something you're open to.
We have ways to keep our people from falling into the maw, but there's only so many of us. So if you want to save the common people, please.
Definitely. I assume that was something she wasn't open to.
No, we need a net. We don't have one. The only option is we save a few and the rest are tortured forever, or we save many and a few of them aren't as loyal to us as they are to you. There's no debate over that. Save as many of them as you can.
Excellent. We will definitely.
Don't sabotage the war.
No, we wouldn't do that.
We're on the
I
same
think you'll
side
find,
here.
you'll
Yes.
find that having our worshippers around is quite helpful to your efforts.
Yes.
It's a bear dance! Where the fuck did these come from?
They swam over the ocean.
God damn it!
Just to get here.
Do you have anything?
Little
against
did they
this?
know that the entire war
You're very
effort
quiet, so I wasn't
was completely undone when a bear assassinated Jolnar and Samu.
So yeah, she's going to continue talking with her people here. You're free to talk to the other named NPCs, the astrologer, or did I say astronomer or astrologer?
astrologer.
Which one's the fake one?
Astrology.
Astrology's the fake one?
Yeah.
And I call him an astrologer?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he is.
Fake.
Oh sure, that's what the sheep will believe.
And that's what the clothes guy is.
Yeah, he's the
Astrologer.
unbound astrologer.
But those are probably like.
Yeah, he's real. Because
Like-
he determines how hymns workings work. He has insight into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
He's also a lich.
astrology isn't real in our world,
No, of
but
course
in
not.
this
That's
world
what
it
Devil
probably
meant.
is.
No, it's like
Yeah. Which one's
it's
the
not
one
like-
Carl Sagan fist fights?
I'm not gonna walk up to a magic user and go, "Boo! Your powers don't work." Okay,
So
so
if you want to interact with these people, the astrologer, the Joliarite, the sorceress, and Samoon Elderguard is here. If you want to do individual kind of bounce-offs.
Should we talk with the Joliar?
Yeah, he's over there.
I mean,
I
You're
don't know
welcome
what
to.
to
The Marquis
say.
just occasionally staring at him and being like, "Nah, this area is not the best place for me to speak with him."
He also was in a prison with the sorceress that Unity had. He may not. We don't know when he was put to sleep. When he was in prison.
Like a puppy.
Yeah, it might be before.
There are a lot of
all
puppies
of
around
that.
here, by the way. Like golden retrievers. They get fuzzy and staticky like a dead TV channel and disappear, then reappear somewhere else.
why?
Blink dogs.
Link
It's a D&D monster. It's a golden retriever that can like teleport. They're the lawful good racial enemy of displacer beasts, which are giant angry panthers.
Except you never ever see the blink dogs in like D&D ever.
Man, why would you?
So we should bring them to Ravenloft, you mean?
They're like home corgi. Just they don't actually exist, but they're around.
Anyway, proceed.
There's no possibility that this Jolnar is the Jolnar.
Joliar.
Joliar.
And no,
Joliar.
he wouldn't be, but he might be like a priest. He might be like a avatar. I don't know, man.
Maybe an angel of Joliar.
He might. Oh my god, Devin.
Smiley face.
I'd be so pissed. I'd be so like no, I wouldn't be pissed, but it's like, what? Why are you even here? You should be in the fucking scratch timeline. Okay.
Well, I guess I can go to the lesser priestess and just start commissioning my shrine right here. Here's my wealth for my gift.
You should go to the Shrine Builders Guild.
I mean, I thought you would deal with like divinities, religions, and such.
There's a guild that takes care of making sure it's done. Shemsroth did not fuck around with this. He had an entire cast of people designed for doing this.
Perfect.
How do you get a perfect bowman? You start with his great grandfather. Shemsroth did that for like architects and cultural stuff. This is a full-on society he built.
Perfect.
It all was built around worshiping him and going to an afterlife, and it doesn't. Cause fuck you. He literally built Rome for the fun of it. He's a chaos monster.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, he's Cthulhu.
Yeah, but he also is intelligent. Like, he's not like some big, dumb punk bitch in the water who owes me his fucking money. He was like, oh, no, I get it. This is going to be the best thing ever. And they got pumped.
So, I'm going to go up to the Julia, right?
All right. People are kind of dispersed. Like, people are talking to other people, their stuff. They have, like, plans and, like, they have runes and battle maps and stuff.
Well, I guess I wanted to go up to him. We can just chat.
Do it.
I don't know if he wants to talk out loud.
You should just talk about it.
Okay. Hello
He's
there.
leaning up against a tree. There's a piece of wheat in the mask smiley face sticking out, like he's chewing on it, but it's a mask. His second set of arms are hidden under his robes. His rainbow robes with his piano necktie and his bee-spring platform shoes he's wearing.
I forgot about that!
Yeah, you did. He wears giant platform shoes that look like bumblebees.
Peace.
Hello there.
Ah, hello there, Mum. Or is that their word?
Yes, that's a little too familiar.
I mean, you're Mother Thea, right?
I am Mother Thea.
And I'm Joliar, so technically you're my mother.
No. No, not at all. I'm pretty sure you're Foss child if you're Joliar.
He's not my real dad!
Okay, so what's the last thing you remember before being put into a cage?
Being Joliar, the god of magic and laughter and puppies and creativity. Playing my piano necktie to the gods, putting down sick rhythms.
He doesn't have any kind of divinity. Right?
He's magic as shit.
Yeah.
Just sense it. He's not a capital G god.
I don't know.
What you were expecting?
Yeah, I was expecting him to give me some kind of answer at least, but no. That's a very vague answer.
Yeah.
Quick, ask him only something Joliar would know.
I don't know. I
don't know that guy. I never interacted with him.
They never interacted with the gods. They were dead when she came.
How did it feel to be eaten by 100 of your worshippers?
Oh, that didn't happen. Fake news.
Scratch timeline.
You're not
Pick
going
up
to
a chair.
transform.
Start
No, that was a body double.
You're not going to transform into a giant dinosaur, are you?
I don't understand that reference, and I refuse to engage with it. No, that was a body double, sir. Body double. I use them all the time. Remember when I was the Gand? Remember when I was just a dude with a mask? All the time.
What are you playing at here?
I'm counting the clouds right now.
Why are you doing this?
The hyper elves have to be put down. They're slavers, and that's wrong.
What does that have to do with you faking being Joliar?
How can I fake being Joliar when I'm Joliar?
Right, I'm going to use my fertility to smell his lineage to figure out what sort
Nothing
of
you can
thing
detect.
he is. Ah.
It's just a big black space.
Huh, do you let us know? Well, he can eavesdrop on
You
that.
don't smell mortal, that's for sure.
Why would I be mortal? I wasn't even a mortal before I became a god. Joliar just made me. He was like,
Joliar made you?
oh, Foss, sorry. A little high.
There's a lot of things out there that aren't mortal, that aren't gods. A
Right.
specific god.
Right, but I'm in that Venn diagram. Foss was like, him told me to make you, and he says him with the big capital letter speech bubble that kind of shakes the area around you, that kind of always happens when you talk about him directly, that I had to make you so that we could keep the war down. The thing that Faust and Fui do. You know that thing where they try to kill each other because one gets more powerful than the other, and him, takes the teeth out of it by making them make new gods? He said he had to do that. And it's you will take care of the numinous laws I have made, the supernatural, the broken shortcuts. and it'll be an ordered instruction thing. And I didn't really have a choice in that. But then I got much more interesting.
I'm trying to think of something I could ask that, like, Joliar would know that some random worshipper of his wouldn't.
I don't think I can use my Peer of Faust fact over here to try to poke at it, I guess.
It definitely looks like a mistake Foss made. You've seen a few of them. This definitely looks like garbage.
It looks like if Faust had to design clothing.
Can I see under your
You
mask?
checked if it's an
Why would you want to see under my mask? My mask is my face.
Probably not.
You could
Can
use.
I?
I mean,
It's
Perfect.
possible.
May I?
I mean, anything's possible with some moon on the throne.
I'm gonna reach forward.
Alright.
Cameron lift up his mask.
Another mask underneath.
Is it a clown like
More
scarves
masks.
all the way
Yeah, it's
down?
like scarves.
does he feel like a construct?
Nope, living person. Has blood and piss and shit and everything. The main things people need.
Alcohol.
There's like 15, 30 masks on the ground now. Some of them are starting to get up on their straps and kind of scuttle away like crowds. Oh, they'll find a home. That's just how Joliar masks work, which I know. Because I know. So, you're really focused on me being or not being Joliar. It's great, I understand. Haters and people who can't just imagine being in the presence of someone as absolutely cool as I am. But, what's your deal?
What do you mean?
Well, you're not from around here, and you know how people deal with people who aren't from around these parts. Right?
I sure do.
So, I don't know, why not go to Thom, or Terra, or go back to Thea and, like, set up shop there?
Those worlds are dead, and also garbage.
I mean, fair, you know.
And also, I don't like Fooey.
She's a bit of a pill. Bit of a pill. Can't really deal with her.
Those worlds are dead and therefore useless to me.
Alright, fair enough. What about you two? You two are from around here.
Yes.
So...
I grew up in the forest and developed the ability to hunt.
It's a good one. Foss told me about that one. Very good one. Hunting. Following an animal, spooking it to death. Solid.
I'm hoping one day to. I did always hope to add one to the kindly masters to that list.
Yeah, say it. Make them lead if you can. Whew, they're really rough. You too. You used to like be their dancer, right?
Yes, until I freed myself, and now I try to free others.
Alright, so I get you two wanting to join forces and do all that, but you are from the future?
Because I've done everything else.
Okay. Alright, that's a weird motivation to have in front of a chaotic good god, but okay. I'm full to the brim with chaotic goodness.
You're full of something. He says out loud.
That's beautiful.
You know what we could do to prove it?
What?
We could go to the zoo.
I'm sorry?
See if any of the zoo animals recognize me.
You're going to have to provide context here.
I get to provide context.
But yes, take me out of this place to somewhere else.
Just
Without
south of here's the zoo. It's across the water near the Badlands, near the crack. You know, the crack, Hymns Crack. That's what we'll call it. That's its given Christian name.
Those are words.
So if you go to the top of Hymns Crack, there's a zoo. And a couple of the old gods that weren't quite cool enough to be chummed up are there on a nature preserve. They just packed them up in fish tanks and brought them back with them.
Oh, that proof.
Well, if they recognize me, I'm him.
lesser gods recognizing you?
Yeah, I gave them all their hats.
Oh, the Faust could recognize you.
Faust wouldn't actually, because
No, he's
he was from the
incompetent.
future.
I mean, there should be still some link back to him then.
Yeah, but you have to remember Faust is incompetent.
We've also established that this Joliar is not actually a god, but he's not anything else. So he may be an angel or some kind of weird avatar. I'm not sure what it is. He hasn't done any.
Smurf.
Hmm?
Nothing. It's all good.
So why don't we just take him at his word and
He said he's not a blue
see
smurf.
what develops?
I didn't say he's a blue smurf.
An avatar.
Oh, fucking lord.
Oh, Devin.
How do you know that reference, Joliar?
But so far he hasn't done anything.
Except,
bad?
help lead a rebellion against ultimate slavery. Bad on me. Oh.
I said you haven't done anything bad.
Exactly.
You're not helping your case, Mark.
You have the good.
Stop using the word. When it was a stupid idea and we left it in the past, which is the future.
That's not very Paragon of you.
I mean, this is based on that.
Renegade.
I don't think that he is from the JAC.
What? No.
Exactly.
They're
I think he's actually just a completely different thing that Unity brought back with him from the future. And so far, he's done good things. If he starts doing bad things, then we'll reevaluate.
Well, I'll take an experience hit for one.
But at this point,
I mean,
seems like a good person. He's helping defeat slavery. That's a goal people want, right?
Yes, it's definitely.
So
Yeah, don't poke at it.
I've tried taking off his mask, and that didn't work. So
That's literally all that could be tried. You did your best.
We've exhausted all of
like
our
we could
options.
do other things, but I don't think
well,
it matters
you're not
enough.
an obvious fraud, so that's good enough, I guess.
It doesn't.
Plus, I got this cool thing. He takes out the other set of arms underneath with the big moaning gauntlet on it, made of Fost material that actually makes a moaning sound and causes the air to get kind of stirry in here. It's the hand of the Gand.
Okay, what does that do?
It's a part of the Gand that's locked away,
Ah.
and by taking it out of the time field, it actually stops it from leaving completely.
Okay.
It also is, an artifact, a Fost artifact, capital A.
Nice.
I think it's actually outlined. Oh wait, no, I don't think it was. In the setting primer, I was like, well, each thing had a artifact,
Yeah.
but I don't think this was one of the ones
Nope.
that was outlined. So
Just goes back under his robes.
very well. I have no more to say to you.
That's fine. We exhausted that dialogue tree anyway. I can make so many more references around you people that I don't get to make in my day-to-day life.
You should meet Hazel. They love references.
Yeah, they really do. We had a few around here a little while back. They died during the purge.
Why?
They got struck by an arrow or
Oh.
slipped in the tub. I don't know, man.
I thought you meant they were part of the purchase. And I was like,
No, there was a purge and they died. I don't know. They were long form over here.
okay, well, I'm going to go to the hospitals and then probably the guild that Aziz was talking about a while ago. I don't know.
Once to make shrines.
Shrine guild. Shrine guild.
Yeah. I guess we'll drop. Roughly, right? Unless someone has something pressing.
Unless you want to talk to any of the other NPCs.
No.
Pleasant exchange, but Lothar's no idea what's going on. I'm very tired. So.
Yeah, I think let's wrap it. Let's establish what they quote-unquote need later.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have pleasant conversations with people, but, people are probably dying in the hospital, so.
Yeah. Cliff notes. Joliar came to them after that time they attacked a Unity place and stole him and the sorceress from a containment field. The sorceress is from around here. She's not from the future. She was just captured and being put under observation because she was magic. And she just joined up with them when she got freed. They partially lobotomized her, so she doesn't quite remember all of her past. The Clothes Lich
Is a close lich.
Yeah. The dragons made him a lich when they brought him back to life when he died. And he has a phylactery and everything, because you guys know what liches are. And he's probably the first, actually, in this timeline. The reason he's made of clothes and not skeleton bones is that he refuses to take on the form of his oppressors, which are the Hyper Elves, because he's a hybrid of the Hyper Elves.
Nice.
And his whole shtick is understanding how, reality works. Figuring it out and making sure that things go the right way. And that's it. But you've made contact with Shemzaroth's Empire.
Woo.
So, I guess we'll wrap. I was Devin.
Nicole?
Tyler?
Kevin,
Peter?
Mark.
And this is sponsored by Nobody, signing off.